Okay, let's see. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar. Oh my goodness, 100K breakout. I need to change the title here. Damn it. Hold on. Let's see. Crypto. Let's see. 10K subscribers. That's what we're gonna say. 10K subscriber celebration stream. That's what we're gonna do. I don't know what happened. We can do it champagne sessions too. We might drink some champagne here. If not, you guys, maybe you can drink some champagne for me. Let's see, champagne sessions. Oh, and then I'll probably actually take this video out. Just gonna let everybody roll in. Letting everybody roll in here. I'm gonna delete that video because I don't think we need it. Let's see here. All right. I'm gonna post this on Discord. You guys, we're celebrating. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. I'm just doing some stuff real quick to get the links and everything set up for this stream. It says it's live, but nobody's in here yet. That's kind of surprising. But it's the beginning of the day, or it's kind of the middle of the day, so people might be doing their things, you know. Let's see. Paste right here. Here we go. We're live, y'all. Let's see. Or am I just doing a live stream that's not actually live, and it says it's live, but it's not live? I would wonder. No, it looks like I'm live. Definitely looks like I'm live. Okay. What else did I want to do? I wanted to share this on x.com. We're going to get started here in a second, guys. I'm just letting people roll in. Let's see. I should probably mute this too. Mute that there. Make sure I mute the desktop audio so you guys aren't getting hit by like random sounds in the background. And then I'll put a post up on X. Here we go. 10K subs celebration stream. Same thing. Let's see here. What a very bland beginning I feel like this is to a live stream. I'm like all scattered all over the place. I don't normally do videos at this time of day. Okay, cool. It loaded up. Let's start it off with Bitcoin Cash, you guys. All right, hell of an introductory there, but I think we're all set. I think we're established. Now I just got to get the comments rolling here on my phone so that I can interact with you guys. The main purpose of this video is literally just to celebrate, man. We're here celebrating. I hit 10K subscribers. It's a momentous occasion. I'm ecstatic. I'm very thrilled. I'm very honored that I have so many subscribers and just all the love and attention and just support that you guys have given me throughout the whole like 2.5 years, and especially over the last couple weeks, couple months. It's been amazing. King of Hearts, what's up? Hello. First one in the chat. Spiros Kazarios, what's up, my friend? Thank you very much. Stargazing, how are you doing, my friend? Keep up the good content. I will. Justin Maker, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, no problem, man. We can talk about. I should actually throw Compound up because it's pumping. I was just looking at it. It's not like pumping right now, but it's having a good day, right? It's up 12.6%. I will be doing requests in this live stream. I'm open to doing requests. We'll talk about Bitcoin. Probably talk about me clearing my throat here and there, and talk about Bitcoin Cash too. And I actually want to even talk about this whole Roger Ver on Tucker Carlson yesterday or two days ago, right? It's no mistake, December 10th, right, that Xano literally topped off the day, to a T, the day, December 10th, right here. That was the day that it topped off. It's no mistake that happened on the 10th, right? You get a very big platform. 4.7 million people saw this, right? And he advocated for Xano most. A lot of Bitcoin Cash people seem to have their feathers ruffled, right? It's as if Roger Ver wasn't here at all for the beginning, the creation, and throughout like this whole history of Bitcoin Cash because of this interview. It's like everyone forgot who he is and like, oh, he's just promoting Xano. But what's good for Xano, you guys, is good for Bitcoin Cash, right? Like what's good for XRP is good for XLM. That's kind of how I put it to one person. What's good for Xano is gonna be good for Bitcoin Cash too, right? They can operate in the same ecosystem and prosper together, right? The fact that he talked about Xano, I want to put this out there for anybody that watched this interview and was hoping that he'd advertise Bitcoin Cash, shout it out to the world. I think this was a strategic move in his part that he didn't. I didn't mean to start the stream off talking about this, but why not? Shout out to the Dragon Riders on that note and the House of the Dragon. Yeah, what's up, Manny? I'm live. Yeah, do pop-ups comments on your screen? I don't know. Do pop-ups comment on my screen? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if that's the case. This stream shouldn't be monetized, right? Enable monetization. I don't want it to be monetized. I want you guys to be, you can tip if you want to. Yeah, I think you can if you want to, but it's not monetized. I don't want anyone who's watching this video to come in with the ad, or the video goes on for an hour and you get hit with an ad in the middle of it, right? I want everybody to be able to watch this. I'll monetize it afterwards, but for live streams, you guys, just so you know, I never monetize it. So I don't know if what you were saying here. Do pop-ups comments on your screen? I don't know what you mean by that, Manny. I'm sorry. Hey, I thought maybe you were saying do pop-ups like super chats pop up? They do. Super chats pop up. But hey, quick question. You think XLM might drop TMR C-Zar tomorrow? It might. We'll go over that too. I can write that down on the list. I'm not gonna write down too many requests right now. Hold off the request for a second, you guys, and I'll get into it a little bit later. How about Tezos? Yeah, we can talk about Tezos, XTZ. I'm gonna write one more request down and that's it. Okay. Discord link's not working. All right, cool. Let's make the Discord link work then. Okay. We'll make the Discord link work. Hold on. Invite people. Copy. It's probably just an expired one because I don't have the premium on Discord. Because I'm cheap. I should probably get the premium though. I should probably get Nitro, right? They don't call it premium. They call it Nitro. I like that, right? Everyone calls it premium or plus. It's like, dude, get Nitro. Nitro is a great, that's a great term for it. But anyways, Bitcoin Cash people all upset and ruffled in the feathers that Roger Ver didn't advocate for Bitcoin Cash. I think this is good. He's in legal trouble right now, guys, right? He's facing 109 years of potential prison sentencing. He's not going to jail. I hope he doesn't. If he goes to jail, it's definitely not by any fault of his own. It's by the corruption of our government here in the United States. But he's going to jail. He only advocates Bitcoin Cash. He probably doesn't want to give people a reason to like for him to be liable for any kind of other things legally too, for them to come after him, right? He already talks enough about Bitcoin Cash, but this one video that probably had the most views out of anything Roger's been a part of over the past, like who knows how many years, in this short of a time span, he's not going to advertise Bitcoin Cash while he's in the middle of this like whole legal situation and then give them more reasons to hate on him, right? The whole reason he's in this legal situation at all is because of Bitcoin Cash, is because of the journey with hijacking Bitcoin and the block wars that Bitcoin Cash had. The fact that he didn't mention it, you guys, it's not a big deal, okay? I want to tell you something right now. I'm a crypto investor. I'm a crypto supporter. I love crypto. You guys know I do, right? I love Bitcoin Cash. It's one of my biggest bags, right? At the moment, Compound is actually my biggest bag, and the reason why Compound's my biggest bag is because it pumped so hard recently, right? Down here, Bitcoin Cash is my biggest bag. Up here, Compound's my biggest bag. But I can tell you what, down here, I wasn't over back here. I was advocating for Compound super hard. I still advocated for Compound here, but you can go back and watch any videos from like June until like October, November. I said I didn't want to talk about Compound because it was so boring. The best TA would be that it's probably going to be boring and move sideways until we break out. Right, that's all I said. That didn't mean, and people asked if I forsaken Compound, have I moved on from it, do I not believe it anymore? This whole time I said no. Compound's still one of my biggest bags. I still believe in it. I'm just not talking about it as much because there's nothing to talk about. You can only talk about so much day to day and it's doing nothing, right? I can promise you, I have a point I'm going here. It's the same thing as like Roger Ver over here, okay? Why would C-Zar not talk about Compound down here, right? Why did he not talk about it up here? Why is he talking about it more all of a sudden here? It's no mistake that even though Roger is still a very big Bitcoin Cash supporter, I have no doubt of that in my mind, the one coin that he advertised out of the three that he talked about, and he didn't really advertise it that much, but Xano, XMR, and BCH were all mentioned in that video. He literally mentioned XMR like a couple times, like once or twice, barely. Xano went into more detail, and then BCH, it was just a passing mention of BCH, and I think he did that intentionally. But out of all of these coins, think about you yourself when you recommend people to buy cryptos. Are you recommending them buy the coins? Like which ones are you the most excited about? Which coins are you gonna talk about? It's the ones that are pumping. So of course, on this stream where he's trying to help people make money with a new and exciting project, Xano, the one that's the most exciting, that's pumping up the most in the past couple weeks, of course he's going to talk about it. Why wouldn't he, right? I don't think this is any shade. Anybody theorizing that this means that he's stepping away from Bitcoin Cash, and obviously he's not even in, like, he's involved with Bitcoin Cash, but he's not like the leader of the group. He's not the guy that made Bitcoin Cash. He's not the owner of Bitcoin Cash itself. He's free to come and go as he please, but he is a he's a very big supporter of Bitcoin Cash. He talks about the hijacking of Bitcoin right here, guys. This is an advertisement for Bitcoin Cash, if anything, right? I think this video, even though he didn't mention it all but once in a passing mention, I think this is still bullish for Bitcoin Cash. It's definitely bullish for Xano. It puts Xano on the map. And what's bullish for Xano is bullish for any peer-to-peer currencies that are going to be spent as money. And Bitcoin Cash, XMR, right? There's other coins that are like that too, that fit this bill. It's going to be what's bullish for Xano is bullish for Bitcoin Cash, I can promise you. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, and I've probably scared away anybody who wanted to come in here talking about Bitcoin Cash, I actually wanted that to be the intro to this video, was like talking about Bitcoin Cash, because I feel like most people don't do that. They steer away. I even at times, I like to keep it like crypto friendly with the crowds and just open it up with the BTC analysis. But I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to be a Dragon Rider. Nobody should be, right? We should definitely talk about this stuff. But again, it's no surprise that there's only 52 people in here. Shout out to the 52 people in here, man. Thank you all for being here. But normally I feel like we've got more viewers, and it's probably because of the Bitcoin Cash talk. But now that I've said all that, we're going to move on from there. Thank you, Element Range. I appreciate you. Don Quiote, Do Flamingo, Compound Well, Perform Ave. I think so. Shalom, the real Jesus. Shalom. Vikash Kumar, how you doing? HDDJK, HSSJK, what's up? What do I think about Pinlinka? I don't know anything about Pinlinka. What's up, Jade L? What's up? Or Hadel? I don't know. Risk Taker, how you doing, my man? Thank you very much. Wayne Clements, thank you. And is the Discord? It should be working now, right? Did I fix it? I think I fixed it. I think that's a new one, right? Yeah, it's not. I didn't need to save it. It wouldn't let me save it, which means that it was the same. Okay, so let's see. Making sure I got everybody else in here. Adam Ram, what's up, man? Thank you very much. I can't wait for the 100K stream either. That might be at a later date. Probably not by the end of this cycle, you guys, but sometime probably in the next 3 or 4 years, we'll get there. Boss man, I'm thinking I'm going to mine BCH. What do you think? I think that's fine, bro. Mining BCH is probably a lot more practical than mining BTC if you want to make profits, right? Like that's, I mean, it's a lot more practical, right? It's like if you're starting mining right now in Bitcoin, you've got to have a whole operation, man. Like you've got to have a warehouse if you want to be profitable, and maybe not quite a warehouse, but you got to put like hundreds of thousands at least into Bitcoin mining equipment, and then more than that in energy. You know, like to be profitable. BCH, you still got to have probably a decent setup to be profitable. You know, even at these prices, but it's dramatically lessened, right? Like the mining facilities of today with Bitcoin being at 100,000 are a lot more sophisticated than when Bitcoin was at 552. And there's more sophisticated miners now for Bitcoin Cash at 552 than BTC had at 552, of course, as well. But still, yes, I think mining BCH is a good idea. You know, not financial advice, but yeah, definitely. What's up, Particular Justice? Good to see you. Passport X, what's up? What's up? Jason McQuaid, thank you for being here. Daniel Kioso. Let me see. What did you say, Jason McQuaid? Did you have something else you said? No. Hi Holt, Yossi, please check out LTC. Can it reach all-time highs? You're looking for around 550. I think LTC can reach all-time highs. Yeah, I definitely do believe that it can reach all-time highs. We'll go over that in a second as well. Congratulations. Thank you, Rob M. What I'd like to talk about now, without getting too much more distracted, is I want to focus on Bitcoin a little bit now that we did the whole BCH Roger Ver intro, and then just the little, I don't know, I didn't spend too much time celebrating the 10K. I've been celebrating all day, you guys, but I'm here to celebrate. That's the main point of this anyways. I do want to talk about Bitcoin. I want to talk about the overall journey, something that we haven't talked about in a little while with Bitcoin. I'm probably going to make a more in-depth video on this, something of this nature, what I'm about to do tonight. But I want to give you guys just a little taste because the question does come up a lot. Risk Taker, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thanks for turning me on to comp. Here's one for you. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I think that's the biggest tip I've ever received right there, man. $120 is fucking nuts. Thank you. Matthias Ferreria. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last one wrong. I'm trying to, but congrats on the 10K. Your channel got me excited about TA again. Shout out to the Dragon Riders. I'm glad, man. TA is very exciting. I love TA, man. It literally, you guys know that, what is going on here? Sorry, something just popped up. What was I going to say? You know, something about TA. Oh yeah, I was going to say that whenever I started my TA journey, you know how everybody talks about you find a job you like stick with it, right? Or like some people, they find their passion, they find their calling, they pick up a guitar for their first time and they just knew, Jimi Hendrix picked it up and he just knew he had to play this thing for the rest of his life, right? He knew that this was a part of his being. Whenever I found technical analysis, the first time that I got behind the wheel on TradingView, you guys, I'm like, this is me. I'm meant to do this. I'm like I don't know. It's just I love TA too. So that was just in response to Mateus's comment there. That's wild. Congrats. The real Jesus. Thank you. Congrats. Maybe ETH will now go to 10,000 too. I think ETH will probably make a run to 7,000, 8,000. I don't know if it'll go to 10,000. I mean, inevitably, yes, and by the end of the cycle, absolutely. But its next run's probably going to be to 1,000. We can talk about that, but really quickly, guys, before I get too distracted, I do want to say, and we'll talk about Compound and all these other things too. I should probably write Compound down, actually. I don't have it written down. Love Compound, man. And that's the thing too, man. Compound, it is my biggest bag at the moment. Bitcoin Cash probably by the end of the cycle could be my biggest bag, or there's plenty of other coins that could end up being the biggest bag, but I've never lost the faith in this thing, man. I'm absolutely confident. And of course, as the cycle went on, it's gotten more lackluster. Of course, it's discouraging being in this sideways movement that's just going nowhere for years on end. Of course it is. But we bought more. My average was below $58. My average was probably close to $40, man. I started DCAing at $58 and down. My lowest purchase was at $38. And we've been talking about it and advertising it all this time. So everybody had all the time in the world to buy. You guys, I have no doubts in my mind that Compound is going to see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. We're not even at $200. We're at $116, which means essentially a 20x from here at a minimum is what we're talking about, right? For new all-time highs. 2,400 to 4,000 by the end of the cycle. That's what I think we're going to do. I'm going to get back to Bitcoin. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. We'll do some more in-depth analysis on Compound, of course, but let's see here. So I want to talk about the cycle. Getting all distracted here, man. I want to talk about the cycle. What's up, B Cashy? How you doing? I don't have XRP or ADA. Hello, 123. I wish I did. I thought they were going to be underperformers this cycle, and I was wrong. But I thought they would do well. I thought XRP would see new all-time highs. I didn't think that it would be the ignition to this cycle. MLG and MD. All right, Mr. Hat, I got you. MLG and MD for Dex Screener. MLG and MD for Dex Screener. Okay. What's up, B Cashy? Compound is just getting started. You know it. Don Quito. Alec Skursdell Whiskey, MicroStrategy to 3,500 by cycle end. I think it could, bro. I really do think it could. Thank you on the congratulations. I appreciate it. Need live TA on XLM and LCX. We can do some LCX too, yeah. LCX. All right, I'm gonna stop looking at the comments. I appreciate you guys, but I'm gonna try and focus here for a second. Okay, so what I want to talk about is when is the cycle going to end for Bitcoin? That's really what I want to talk about right here, and I want to go over. I'm going to do a much more in-depth video later, but a lot of people have been asking that question. Because there's a lot of people in the space who are making videos and predictions that we could end this cycle as early as January, as early as March or April. And there's a lot of things that point to that it could make sense for us to top out there. I don't think we will. I do think that the cycle will go on longer, but I think that's some stuff that's important to address. So let's go over just some very basic metrics. Probably that I'll include in the video later tonight as well, but just going from all-time high to all-time high, that took us 29 months there, okay? We take it again, we go from all-time high to all-time high, that took us 49 months there, okay? We do it again, we go from all-time high to all-time high, that's 47 months, okay? So 29 months the first time, and I guess we could take, maybe from this high, that was our all-time high for 2 months, and then boom, it took us 19 months. I don't know, 19 months, 29 months, 49 months, 47 months. It definitely got longer, and then it got shorter. It seems that we're stopping off around like 49 to 47 months. That seems like a good range over the last couple cycles. Maybe we could run with that. I don't think that we're going to see a 29-month cycle because, well, from a high to where we are now, we've already exceeded 29 months. We're at 37 months now. So let's go out to 47 months. That's the minimum kind of after the 29-month period that we've seen. 47 months would put us out in October of 2025. If we did 49 months, that would put us out in December. Okay, so December to October, I think, are very likely outcomes for a time frame for the end of the market for Bitcoin specifically. Very likely outcomes, October to December. But the exception is, too, that if we're going 47 to 49, we could have some standard deviations outside of that, right? 47 months being October, maybe this time it's only 40 months. Maybe it's only 40 months and we end in March. Okay, cool. Maybe it's only 45 months and we end in August. Okay, cool. Maybe instead of it being 49 months, it's 52 months and we end sometime in 2026. Those are all possibilities, and the deviations, they stretch out. They're outside of the range that we have, which is only based off of these two iterations, really. So it's not a whole lot to go off of. We're likely to get some kind of deviation. We're likely not going to stop exactly on 49 months or 47 months this cycle, but something around there is what I would think, right? Something probably 40 months to me just seems too short, especially in comparison to this. I would think at least 46 months, if not longer. 46 to 50 months is what I would expect just based on this metric alone. You don't like that? That's not good enough for you? Okay, let's do this then. Let's measure our halvings from our halving months until the all-time highs that happened, right? We've done this before. Now I'm going to do a more, I'm probably going to end it with this. I'm going to go over a bunch of different metrics later tonight. It'll be a longer video, but I want to kind of save it. If that makes sense, I want to save it for that. But just going over some simple stuff here. November 2012 was the first halving. 12 months later, we ended our cycle. 12 months after the halving, that's when we ended the cycle. The next halving was in July 2016, July 9th, 2016 right here. Our all-time high at that point, our cycle didn't end until 17 months later. Our next halving after that was May 2020. Our all-time high came in 18 months later, but our cycle ended 12 months later, or 11 months later. So 11 to 12 months, I think, is a pretty suitable estimation based off of that metric alone, right? And we've got April here, or yeah, April was our most recent halving in 2024. So if we went 11 months out, that put us in March of 2025. 12 months out, which is what we did this time over here, that would put us in April. And if we saw 17 months, which I think we would have gotten, I think if the cycle continued through this high right here, that would have been 18 months after the halving, right? Very comparable to this, which already is a comparable thing in this cycle, like to other metrics that we've gone over. But it would have been 18. I think 17 to 18 after the halving makes more sense to me, and that would put us in September or October. Again, that range that we were expecting before. But based off the very actual metrics we have of the end of the cycle, there are arguments to be made that we could end the cycle in as early as April. It's very even March. It's very, very possible, and we'll know what to look for. We've got all the indicators. There's more stuff to go over than just these very simple forms of doing TA, but that should give you a little bit of an outlook on both sides, right? Both metrics there, from high to high, from halving to high, to give you a kind of cyclical sense of when the cycle might end. Everybody talks about the bull cycle, but a lot of people who are new to the cycle, they don't know anything about that, right? Nobody does, anyways. Nobody knows when the cycle's going to end. We're all guessing, and the guess right now, the best guess that I can give you based off the very brief analysis and the very, very simple analysis that I've given so far is anywhere from probably April to the end of 2025 is when we would end the cycle. So being that we're in December, we've got at least over a quarter of a year left of bull cycle to go. You guys, we can do a lot of damage in 3 months, in 4 months time, right? Bitcoin last cycle, at the end of the cycle, 1, 2, 3 months here to kick off its rally, moved up 182%, right? We've only moved up so far, to kick off this rally in the first 3 months. This is the first 2 months. We only moved up 55%. So if we were to move up 182%, and that was the end of the rally, that puts us at like 180K. I don't think we're going to stop there. I think we're going to go a lot higher. And I will make a video later tonight detailing in excruciating, agonizing homework style detail why I don't believe we're going to stop anywhere below $400,000 for Bitcoin by the end of the cycle. But we will go over all the metrics. I hope it's going to be a good video. You guys know I don't script things. I just go off the top of my head, so I'm hoping it'll be a good video. But let's go through here. I see I got some more comments. Jumper, DCS World, thank you for the super, my friend. Quick peek at Jesus Coin. We can talk about Jesus, absolutely. Jesus Coin here. Mr. Art, thank you for the super. I appreciate you, man. Hey, man, it's Daniel. Oh, what's up, Mr. Bandini? Just want you to know that I appreciate the channel and your effort. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. I'm grateful for that, man. I really do appreciate it. I want to be set apart from the rest of the crypto YouTube gang, man. I don't want to be like the rest of them, and not that that's a bad thing or a good thing. Like for them, it's just not my style. Like I feel like, and you guys, there's 85 people in here right now. You guys can probably relate, and I say this all the time, but the crypto space and any space that's financial, it's all about, let me show you the path to financial freedom. Buy my course. Let me show you the path to financial freedom. Buy my indicators. Subscribe to my X account. Be a member on my YouTube channel, and you can do all this stuff. I want you to gain your own financial freedom, but lock up some of that financial freedom for me. I don't like how money grabby this space is. So I'm very dedicated to you guys and to myself to not do that, really. Like if I ever sell you guys something, and that's the best, you can't get scammed. If you're watching my channel, you can't get scammed because I'm never going to ask you for money. I never will. There's nothing, I'm not selling you anything but my time, and you're buying my time with your time. It's an even exchange, right? Literally, I'm putting my time into making this, you're putting your time into watching this. That's it. I will never sell anything to you guys. So if on that note, a scammer or anybody impersonating me, you always know it's a scammer, because if they ask you to handle your money, to do anything with your money, I would never do that. I'm not that guy. It's not what I aim to be. And that's what just on that note of Mr. Bandini there saying that I'm set apart from that. I really appreciate that. But that's part of it, man. You can't get scammed. You can't pretend to ask people for money and pretend to be me if I would never ask you guys for money. I don't want your money. I don't need your money. But I appreciate it. You know, I appreciate all the love and all the support and all the views and just everything, man. It's better than money. That's for fucking sure. Stargazing facts. I wasn't talking about the coin. LOL. Moel. I don't know. You're probably on a different discussion there. Jesus is the best. Oh, I wasn't talking about the coin. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Well, facts there, my friend. What up, bro? Good stuff. Thank you, Rocky Singh. I appreciate you, man. You'd like to join the Discord? The Discord link here. You know what? I'll just post it in the live stream. It's in the description, but you guys, that should be the Discord link right there. That should be fine. It's the authenticity, mate. My wife likes you too, which is completely unique. Thank you very much, Mr. Arturo. My wife likes me too, and she hates guys, so I get that. Thank you, Mr. Arturo. That means a lot, man. Stephen McCarthy. Hey, bud, new sub here. Do you think XLM will drop some more? I don't think it will. No, I mean, from here, no, I think it's got more upside to go. I made a video on it last night. I actually think like you're about to break out to new all-time highs. If you wanted to get in, now's a great time. The only thing is, if you buy here with XLM, you have to have the real discussion, talk with yourself, that it is completely possible that you could pull all the way back to 30 cents. I don't think you will. I really don't think you will, but it's possible. It could happen. You pumped up a lot, you could. So the thing is, you're asking, should I buy here or wait for lower prices? I'm going to offer a different perspective. Think of it in this term, right? We know XLM is going to see new all-time highs, okay? We know that. Just from the relative high to low from the last cycle, the minimum target expected would be $1.54. You're at 43 cents now. $1.54 is your minimum target, okay? So we know that. And you never know with the future. You never know what's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to drop. We don't know if it's going to pump up, okay? But I'm very confident in saying the minimum target from here, not only by the end of the cycle, but from here, would be $1.54. You're at 43 cents now. Is it worth it? Now you have to have the discussion with yourself. Is it worth it to not buy here, hope that these prices come and then buy here, and then it pumps? Or is it worth it to buy here, price dumps anyways? You could have bought at lower prices, but oh well, at least you got in, and then it comes up and then you're reaping the rewards anyways. Ask if it's worth it, because if not, if you don't buy here and the price doesn't go down here and it takes off without you, is it worth it to try to play this game? My thoughts would be there's a lot less risk than there is reward. The answer is no. It's not worth playing the game. Just get in. It's a great green light buy for me. I would say green light buy for seller lumens. It could go lower. It's at 43 cents now. I'm not expecting it to, but the lowest I'd give it would be 30 cents. If anybody buys here, you have to have the very real discussion with yourself that if I buy here, I will not sell if the price plummets to 30 cents. Because if it plummets to 30 cents, it's only going to come right back with a vengeance. And it's going to go way higher than where I buy it. If it dropped to 30 cents, I'm going to feel like an idiot. But then whenever it pumps to $1.50, I don't even care. I'm smart for buying at 40 cents. You know what I mean? It's all time. So, and truthfully, again, I don't think that you're going to go down. I don't think that you're going to lose more value, but you could. It's possible. I'm not right 100% of the time, right? I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I've been right before. I'll be right again. But let's talk about Jesus Coin. Let's talk about Jesus Coin here real quick. And actually, I think we should talk about Compound probably first. Compound, and then we'll talk about Jesus Coin. So Compound here on Coinbase. Again, sitting at 116 bucks. A lot of volume to start this month off. We have 19 days and 6 hours left, and look at that, guys. We've already got more volume than any month since July of 2023. This is the biggest month in volume we've seen since July of 2023, and we're not even halfway there. You guys, we're on track to see more volume than anything that we've seen, like literally in Compound's like whole life on Coinbase. Like genuinely, we could see something at this magnitude by the end of this move. Is this the end of it? I don't think so. I don't think we're halfway through with our volume. We've got more to come in, and we're just here. I think we are going to pump hard. And the expectation for Compound, at least for me, would be that from a high to a low. Oops, I gotta click out of that. There we go. From a high to a low, this breakout of this overall phase here would lead us right up to the 61869. Oops, I'm sorry. That's not the right 61869. It'd be this low here. it would lead us up to this. And I didn't choose that just because it's got higher targets. That's not why. Or because it has higher targets, period. That's not why. It's because it's the end of this move. This low is a fake out low. I'm not going to take that in response to this fib move, which I'm trying to measure in the first place. Okay, so very common when you accumulate below the 6-1 or below the 382 like this, that when you break out, you would likely go to your 61869 area. So we're at $116, you guys. By the end of this month, compound is very likely going to be worth double, if not double and a half at a minimum. This is the minimum target, right? This is the likely area for it to go to. It's equally possible. I'd say it's like a 50-50 chance. I don't know what's more likely. I don't want to say that this is more likely or that this is more likely because I don't know. We've seen a lot of cryptos lately bypass their 61869 where they should stop here in this ideal range like I'm talking about now. They consolidated for a while. They've had multi-cycles to consolidate, whatever, and they went right through their 78688 or their 61889 and right to the 786886. So I would say it's equally as possible, even though this is a lot higher, 427 to 610. I would say it's equally as possible that we could stop anywhere from 235 to 304 by the end of January, as it is that we could stop at 428 to 610 by the end of January. It's equally possible, right? And maybe these are end of the month targets. Maybe these are end of January targets. Who knows? Maybe it's somewhere in between. It's not even in those circles. It's somewhere in here. But compound has a lot of growing to do in a very short amount of time. And that's not even end of cycle stuff, right? That's just like over the coming months. That's over the next like quarter of a year, if not like even less time than that. When we break this 886, just as we broke, if you look here, right? You look at the 382. I'm going to draw it again. Okay, high to low. When you broke the 382, look at how bullish this momentum is, right? Like this is just, it's very clear right now, right here, right above the 382. This is just the beginning of greater things to come, right? It's very clear. I think it's very obvious, right? We're not on the launch platform. We're inside the rocket ship launching already after the launch platform, right? Like we've launched away from the launch platform. We have liftoff right now, right? That's happening as we break the 382. I'm expecting that when we break this 886, $610, it'll be a similar kind of moon mission, if you will, right? Once we break this, the floodgates are open to $2,400 to $8,200. I very much do not expect $8,200 to be hit this cycle, but I accept it as a possibility. The more probable outcome by the end of the cycle for compound is something around $4,000 to $2,400. That's my expectation by the end of the cycle. It's going to be a phenomenal move. It's going to be an absolutely phenomenal move, you guys. It's going to feel like, you look back in time, it's going to feel like a straight line, but everybody who's been holding compound, you know it was not a straight line. We've battled, we've gone through depressions, we've gone through boring stagnation, which is even worse than this stuff, right? Like literally, it literally is. Anybody who says this is worse than this was, I'm guessing you just bought compound now, you weren't a part of this at all, because man, these are some trying times, and we all deserve this. We all deserve this, and we deserve what's to come at the end of the cycle. I got nothing else I want to say on that note. Let's talk about Jesus Coin. Let's move on from there. Shout out to everybody in here. Thank you very much for the 93 people in here. Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe if you haven't. Shalom, Sir C-Zar. Thoughts on MSTR yield ETFs? My thoughts on that are, I don't like derivatives. So my thoughts are, I would stay away personally. But if it's interesting to you, if you feel like you have a good grasp on how to handle it, go for it. There's plenty of things that I wouldn't invest in or put my money into that have done phenomenal or could do phenomenal. You know, like just because it's not for me doesn't mean that it can't be for you. But I wouldn't. My thoughts on any kind of MSTR yield ETFs, I'm not interested. They so far seem to be more of a pain in the ass than they do to be a godsend. So I think it's just a money grab. It's a way for the people who are in charge of these ETFs to get more money into their inflows, and then they buy the hard assets like Bitcoin or other cryptos while you're buying their ETFs, which to me it seems obvious right there which one's the more probable or the more certifiable buy, right? That's just my assumption. What price do I see BTC dropping to next bear? AGL Tony, I don't see Bitcoin going below 100K next cycle, right? It's not happening. So the bear cycle, by the end of this bull cycle, guys, we will never see prices again below 100K. And it's hard to say. Okay, it's kind of hard to say, but like if Bitcoin goes where I think it's going to go, okay? If it goes where I think it's going to go, which is 500K, let's just say it goes to about 500K there. I would expect it's going to see a 70% drop or less. A 70% drop would mean then at 500K that Bitcoin would never see prices below 150K again. That's my thoughts. And if I'm wrong, if it's a little bit greater than 70%, maybe it's a 75%, cool, 120K. Definitely we won't see prices below 120K again. I don't think we'll see 150K or lower by the end of the bear cycle. Maybe something around 170 to 150, but not quite at 150. That's my thoughts for that. But Jesus coin here, you guys. Shout out to all the Jesus people in the house. I love Jesus coin, man. This is probably my favorite meme coin that I own. I mean, in the space, Dogecoin might be my favorite meme coin, but this, I don't own any Dogecoin. I own very small amounts of Dogecoin. This is definitely one of my favorite meme coins right here, man. Jesus coin. Shout out to the Jesus community. So we've had a bit of a pullback. This consolidation phase here that I was comparing to back here, it did not play out the same way. It was a consolidation phase, but we broke out to the downside. We did not break out to the upside, and that's fine. Sometimes that kind of stuff happens. It's okay. It doesn't have to be exactly like the last phase, and I think it's very obvious that it's not. Right? The first move up was immaculate. The second one up, equally so. Pretty freaking phenomenal. This time, on our initial move up, where in 2 weeks we pumped up so much, it took us like a month and a half to pump. We've consolidated, formed a higher low. This is more constructive behavior, guys. It's a lot more constructive. It's not just constructive behavior to the bullish effect, but it's a lot more constructive to the bearish effect too, right? This was not constructive. It was a huge dump, and it resulted in a good bit of volatility, but it wasn't constructive. This is a lot more constructive. It might make sense that our moves up, we're finding support here at previous areas of resistance, might be more constructive too. The next move, I would think, for Jesus coin, where this whole range, or at least the beginning of this range, I should say, that the very first like couple weeks, I was assuming we would just break out and run to new all-time highs. I'm starting to second guess that. I think that we will see new all-time highs. It's just a matter of time. But I think the next move, what we should focus on for Jesus coin, is probably right at our all-time highs, which is anywhere from like 6.044 to 6.058. Somewhere in this range, I think, is where we're going to go by the end of this year, probably. And then we'll consolidate again. We'll find our support at our previous areas of resistance, as we've done before. And then going into April, May, I think we'll see those new all-time highs around maybe even March, right? For Easter, but that's just my thoughts on Jesus coin. I would love it if I'm wrong, and the only way that I think I could be wrong. We could go down, it could tank. I don't think it's going to happen. Not with this community, not with the people who are supporting. I mean, it's such a vibrant and loving and very loyal community to the cause, right? I don't see it going down. If I'm wrong and we don't stop here, the only way that I'd be wrong is that we just exceed my expectations and we do what we set out to do from the beginning and just see new all-time highs. But I don't know if I'd expect that by the end of this year. Maybe more at the end of Q1 or beginning of Q2 next year would be all-time highs. And the all-time highs that I'm talking about, from a high to a low, would be anywhere from 5.011 to 5.025, and absolutely, especially with how constructive you're being, I think you could see higher targets than that, which from here would give you a growth. If you're looking for a meme coin to buy, right, that'd give you a growth minimum of about 8.5x, potentially to about a 19x, or even like you could genuinely see this thing 35x, 36x from here. I don't know. I don't know how high it could go. It's more constructive. It might last longer. It might take more time to get up there, but you could see an overall bigger move up than you saw last time. That's kind of my thoughts with that. So that's the thoughts for Jesus coin. I like the pump that I had yesterday. Daily RSI is looking all right. Bouncing off the oversold zone, you kind of had this downward sloping trend. This could be the moment where you break it, or maybe you come down one more time, you form some bullish divergence, and then sometime going into Christmas week, we get that Jesus coin pump, which makes sense to me too. So if the price goes down from here, if we pull back a little bit, don't be discouraged, right? If it goes lower than this low, don't be discouraged. It might not. That could have been the low. Is it a good time to buy Jesus coin? I think so. If you want to buy it, it's a good time to buy. Green light for that. Not financial advice. Let's move on from there. Let's see. Of course, guys, I am a top 200 wallet holder in Jesus coin, full disclosure. I've been holding it for a while. I've been stacking it for a while. I'm not just trying to shill it to pump my bags. I genuinely mean everything that I'm saying, right? And I will let everybody know whenever I sell. I'll make it very public when I'm going to sell. I will tell you guys before I sell. I'll probably give a day's notice before I sell. But where I've been saying for most of this time consolidating that I would sell around Christmas time in the month of December this time, I think things are a little bit different now. I don't think and that's not because we pumped so high and I'm euphoric and I just want to keep holding this thing until it goes to the moon. It's because we're moving at a slower pace. I think if I sold in December, maybe I'll catch the next consolidation phase, but I would miss the next phase up, which I do think is going to come probably again at this rate, March, April, May, somewhere in that time would be when we see new all-time highs. Okay, I went into excruciating detail on that. Let's move on. Congrats to 10K. Thank you, Shortful. I appreciate you. Please do a quick update on Litecoin. We can do that, yeah. What's up? What's up, Denny Kane? How you doing? Don't just be another brick in the wall. Tell us how rich we will be. You will be billions of pennies rich. I don't know. What would a billion pennies be? It's 100 times less than a billion. That would still be a million, right? No, it'd be 10 million, right? $10 million? Is that a billion? How many? Am I right? Right? Because if you take a billion, 1 billion, that's 1,000. It's 100,000. That's 100 million, right? 3 here, and then that's 100,000 there, and that's 100 million. And then we take a billion, we multiply that by, or we divide it by 100. Wait, is that how I would do it? Divide it by 100? Yeah, it'd be 10 million. 10 million, yeah. A billion pennies. So a billion pennies rich. That's how rich you will be. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, man. M hat 10 million, maybe, bro. Hopefully, I hope so. Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. It is 10 million. Yeah. I thought that was like your personal goal. I'm like, maybe, man. You could hit. I don't know what you're dealing with. You know, that could be anybody's personal goal. You never know. West Import, what's up? Congrats, C-Zar. Started to watch you not long ago. Thank you, man. I appreciate your support. Thanks for the love. Thanks for being here, man. Thank you, West Import Cars. Need TA on LCX. Yes, we're gonna get to LCX. I promise you. When you get a second, can we talk about Bob on the ICP? Bob on the ICP, huh? What the hell? Bob on the ICP. Bob on the ICP. ICP. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let's go, Julio Pino. What's up? Rocky sign. Can you look up SWE real quick? We can look up SWE. Yeah, I'll type it in. What we're going to do first, though, is I'm going to go through this list of requests that I already have. We're going to talk about XLM. Okay, we'll talk about solar lumens. I'm going to leave Bitcoin up here. We can refer back to this as we go. XLM USD here. Looking at it right now. I went over a brief kind of description of this earlier, but essentially I think that it's a good time to buy. If it were to go lower, you're at 44 cents now. If it were to go lower, the lowest that I could see this thing going would be about 28 cents, 30 cents, somewhere around there, right? That'd be the lowest I think it's going to go. And ultimately, what I'm expecting over the next month of price action is that we'll see XLM blossom, bloom, explode to prices that are like up around 240, 250, genuinely, by the end of this month, if not by the end, probably by the end of January is what I'm thinking. I think this move is not over. I think it's going to be spectacular. And then after you top off, you're going to be very boring. You're going to be very boring for the remainder of the cycle, probably up until the end, and then you'll have one last little hoorah. I don't know. That's kind of my thought. If not, if I'm wrong on that and you're not going up here by the end of January, then maybe you do pull back. Maybe you do pull back to that 28 cent, 30 cent zone, something like that. Find a lower low here. And then going into the end of the month, going into the beginning of January, instead of being at like 250, maybe you're at like $1.20 or $1.50. But you're at 44 cents now. I definitely do expect that you're going to see some immaculate price action, at least $1.50 by the end of January, if not a whole dollar higher than that. That's kind of my expectations for XLM. Talking about XTZ now, XTZ Tezos. Then we got Litecoin on deck. LCX after that. Tezos here. Very similar kind of look as most cryptos right now, right? They're in their accumulation phase, their consolidation phase is at the bottom. They've just broken out, and now you're back testing to find support. And I think that's exactly what you've done. So you look good. Weekly RSI looks good. You're kind of at an area that you'd expect to bounce maybe. Daily RSI, you'd expect to bounce here. Lower lows, higher lows in the price. Volume dying off on this sell-off. Yeah, you look good, bro. You look like you want to pump. Definitely looking good. I wonder if this is a 382 on the fib. It's pretty close. You didn't quite get there, but that's actually more bullish than it is bearish, and you closed above the 236. Wow. Same thing as XLM. You're at $1.50. If you were to go lower, $1.20 would be the lowest. I think you go somewhere around there, $1.20, $1.19, whatever. But then afterwards, and I don't think you pull back there, but if you were to pull back, if I'm wrong and you don't just move up from here, that would be where I see you pulling back from. But inevitably, I think that you're on a path now, Tezos, to prices at $2.14, $3.11, probably $3.11. You're at $1.50 now. I bet you go to $3.11. That's probably where your next move is going to be. Michael Jones, thank you very much, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Great comment. Thank you very much, bro. Prince Man, yo, what's up? What's this daytime live? Yeah, Matt Mosher, it's a daytime. We're celebrating 10K, baby. We're celebrating. Got to celebrate, you know. I wanted Appa Ne Hore Hai Nashe. I hope I didn't just insult anybody. I hope I didn't. Love from India. Love from America. Love from Colorado, Prince Man. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. Is that what that means? Appa Ne Ore Ai Nashe. Appa Ne Ore Nashe. Is that Appa Ne Ore Ai Nashe? Am I saying that right? I hope I am. I don't. Probably not. But Juan Leva, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. Barry, GST. We could talk about GST. Yeah. What is it? Yeah, okay. What's the GST? GST. Let me get back to the analysis here. Bob Tard for life. I got you. Hell yeah. Bob blockchain on blockchain, buddy. Okay, cool. Yes, Bob. Okay, we'll talk about Bob. All the Bob Tards. So yeah, I think XCZ 214, probably moves up to 311. The highest I could see you going by the end of this month, if not by the end of January, would be like $4.16, $4.70. I don't think you move too much higher than that, though. I really think 311 is probably going to be where you stop next. That's XTZ. Let's talk about, and if you're looking for a buy, also, I said I think it's a good time to buy here. I think green light to buy, no problem. If you buy here, though, and the price drops back to like $1.15 or $1.20, don't be surprised. It could happen. I'm not expecting it to happen. I don't think it will happen. I do think we're going to move up. But if you buy here, don't sell at a moment's notice just because we went below $1.20, right? It's almost expected, not expected. It's almost it is normal for that kind of drop to happen, and then we pump, right? Those same targets are on the table even if we drop, is all I'm trying to say. But I don't think we drop. I think we've already seen the drop. I think the low's in. I think we're going to move up from here. So that's Tezos, LTC. I got to be very specific because all these words, man, people hear me say it's going to move up, right? Like if I was talking about Litecoin right here, and I'm like, it's going to top off right at $147. If I made that call right here, right at the top of this, well, whenever it sells for the next 3 weeks, people are going to be like, you were wrong, you suck. But was I wrong? Do I suck? I don't know. It took time, you know? This doesn't mean just because you make a call at the top that, hey, Litecoin's going to go to 150 bucks, just because it sells off immediately doesn't mean that plan is off. It just means, you know, there's volatility. Of course there is. You know what I mean? Of course there is. So just throwing that out there. Litecoin here, though, on that note, doing the same thing that a lot of cryptos are doing, right? Back testing these previous areas of resistance for support. I think you've done that. Looking good from a low to a high. Low to a high here. Pulling back right above the 382, reaching for it, but you couldn't quite get there. You guys, that's crazy. This is very absurdly bullish behavior. You always go to the 382, man. You don't see this. And the fact that we've seen this now twice on the last two charts, I think that there are front runners who are aware. There's traders who are aware, very sophisticated traders or bots who are aware of these 382 pullbacks, and they're not giving it to people. They're eating it up before it gets there. Very bullish. Very, very bullish. That's my perspective, at least. I could be wrong on that. Maybe it's not going there because it just hasn't gone there yet. I don't know. From a high to a low, you've just broken above your 382, right? You've kind of flirted with the 382. Litecoin is one of those coins. Like Compound, 61869 is the expected target, 170 to 210. That's normally the expected target. But I would say this one has a more likely chance than Compound. Compound, I'm 50-50. 618, 786, 886 area, I'm 50-50 with that. Litecoin, I'm like 80% positive, you guys. We're going to see this thing rip to 251 to 317. I thought we were going to rip. I thought we were going to stop right here. But we've already we've been consolidating now for a couple weeks. Okay, we've already done it. We had the pullback to the 382, the back tested area. I don't think we did all that just to stop here. I genuinely think Litecoin right now, by the end of January, is going to be at 250 or higher, 250 to 317. That's my Litecoin projections. Okay. Hi, you said maybe we could take profit on, maybe we should take profit on MicroStrategy just below 1,000, but it has the potential to go a lot higher. Student X, I don't know if I said take profits. Maybe I did. Maybe I did say that. I feel like that's right. I don't generally say take profits or sell. I'm not that guy. I don't promote selling, at least not in this phase of the market. But with MicroStrategy, yeah, I think once it goes up to probably like 990 bucks, or like let's just look at that real quick actually. I think I did say that. I think you're right. I'm just having a hard time remembering because most of the time I don't say sell. But again, with MicroStrategy running with the run that it's had, going up to like 900, I would probably say $1,000 to $1,300. That probably is a good take profit area, and then you could come back in maybe at $500 or something like that, or $800, $700, something like that. Like if we took this high to low here, maybe $604, something like that. But if you're looking to hold this thing, it depends on your strategy, right? If you want to play the game intra-cycle, okay, cool. That's a good take profit area. If you're looking to hold for the remainder of the cycle, it might not be a good idea to sell there. Or if you do sell there, again, take a little bit of profits, DCA out. Maybe you sell here, maybe you sell here, maybe you sell here, and then that's the top, and then it comes back down. You still have some left. You're selling here on the way down as well, right? And you get out at a good average kind of price, something like that. But I think at least $1,000 would be the area that if I was holding MicroStrategy, none of this is financial advice. You do what you want. You could take profits now, right? We're right around all-time high areas. Theoretically speaking, it's not a bad idea to take profits here even, but and the price could still go down. I don't think it will, but it could still go down as low as 244. It's at 391 now. It could happen. But regardless if it goes down there now or it just moves up now, it's moving up to like $1,000 to $1,300 by the end of January is my expectations. So take that with what you will. It's my opinions. It's my perspective. It's not financial advice. You know, if you want to take profits up there, I'm not saying I would. If I was holding MicroStrategy, I probably personally wouldn't take profits, but it might be a good area, right? This is the new year. It's going to probably happen in January. It'll be a new year, new tax season. So if you sold there, you wouldn't have to worry about taxes. I mean, there's a lot of, I think, positive incentives to taking profits up here. Yeah. But then you're playing the game, right? If you're going to take profits up here, are you going to buy back? If so, like, you're playing the game a little bit, and that's fine. Are you taking profits here and all you're doing is just selling on the way up now? Like, that is kind of smart, I think, DCAing out from there on. But I personally might wait. I don't know. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I might wait till higher prices. I might wait not till January, but till like March, April, May to kind of determine what my game plan would be for MicroStrategy. And watch it go all the way up here. Watch it go all the way up here and by the end of January. And then March, April, May comes around and it's all the way down here, right? But then I wouldn't be selling March, April, May. I'd just wait for that next pump up, that final bull market rally, probably up to like $2,400. I don't know. Hard to say. It's kind of hard to say. It's always, especially whenever we're like months away from the potential end of the cycle, if not even like a year away from the end of the cycle. It's hard to kind of gauge when a good take profit level is. But if you've been in MicroStrategy for a while, it depends on you, right? If you're holding it for the cycle, maybe not. If you just got in and you're trying to do short-term plays, absolutely, that's a great take profit area. If you bought down here and you're just trying to take profits along the way, you know, that $539 would have been a good area. This $1,300, $900 would be a good area. The next area would be $2,400, and then the next area after that would be $5,300, right? Just based off of those metrics alone. And you could let go like 10% of each of those levels. Some people do that and they just don't look back. You know, whatever your style is, it's really hard to say, but I'm done talking about that because I feel like I could go in circles and circles and circles. Ali Amar, thank you very much. There were 4 washes in a row. I believe the market manipulators knew people would leverage long at the bottom. Have you noticed this too? Yeah, man. Ali Amar, yeah, I think what you're saying there is like all these flush outs. What you're saying, these shakeouts, right? They're shakeouts, and that's exactly what they are. And I'm in the exact same camp. I know what you're saying. This price action here, right? We moved up, we moved down, 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 we moved up and down in the same day, and then up again and then down again. All this is to shake out traders. Yeah, it's to make people go long at the top. It's to make people go short at the bottom. And then it's to anybody that actually did go long at the bottom or anybody that did go short at the top. It's also a sideways range to make these guys not make money either, not be profitable either, right? Because right when you look like you're about to break out to the downside, and you're about to get to the place where any shorter that was up here would take profits, that's when you reverse again. So the shorts are still, even if they shorted at the most perfect time and they're not underwater, now they're paying fees. They've got fees that they've accrued over the days, over the weeks. So everybody's getting boned. Anybody leverage trading right now, I would not, unless I was a short-term trader, like day to day, like really the best way to do it if you are leverage trading right now would not be to hold a long-term position. And guys like Crypto, the Moon, you know, people who are Da Vinci, Ivan on Tech, like whether you like them or not, like that's not what I'm trying to say, but it's irresponsible the advocacy they have for leverage trading, right? They're all talking about, look at this position that I opened up in the beginning of the bull market and I'm going to hold it all the way through, and they're saying that now. They're saying that now when we've been boring. We've just been moving sideways. You broke 100K, sure, but we've been boring. We weren't doing this, right? They weren't saying, look at my position that I've held and I'm going to hold throughout the whole cycle here. No, they say it now. So I bet a lot of noobs or a lot of people who have access to leverage trading capabilities, they've been going long, they've been going short, they've been trying to catch a cycle long kind of endeavor here. And I bet you're getting boned through the fees, man. I really do. Or the emotional stress. Like even if you caught it at the most perfect place, you've got to be going through some stress here as a leverage trader. I wouldn't want, unless you caught it way down here and it really is a cycle thing. But all that distracted, all that from yes, I agree, Ali Amar. I think that is shaking people out. I think that's exactly what's going on. I wouldn't say people are leveraging the bottom. I think people they aren't leveraging long at the bottom. They're leveraging short at the bottom. That's my thoughts. Magic Trout, congratulations on 10K. I have a lot of BCH and want to know what you think what you think FUD will clear. How I think FUD will clear. Also, can you compare it to 2013-27 LTC rally? Yeah. I want to make sure I didn't miss any other super so nobody feels left out there. So LTC, you want me to compare it to LTC in its 2013 to 2017 rally. Okay, so LTC USD. We'll go on crypto.com here, and then we'll also bring up Bitcoin Cash, BCH, USD, compare it, new price scale. Yeah, here we go. All right, so we've got them compared, or at least brought up here, right? Maybe not compared yet. We're going to compare them. So we're trying to compare this cycle for BCH to the 2013-2017 phase for Litecoin, right? That would be like this phase here. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Can you compare it to 2013 to 2017 Litecoin? I don't know. Maybe. Here, let me throw this on. Hold on. Let me do this. Line, and you know what? Maybe it'll be no. We should definitely have it this way. Because if I did it the other way, I wouldn't be able to have Bitcoin. I wouldn't be able to have the all-time history for Litecoin. Come on, man. What am I doing here? I need not bars. I need candles. There we go. Candles. Okay, so candles. There's that there. Okay, so comparing it here, you want me to compare like this cycle for BCH to what we did in this cycle for LTC. Already, I don't see a direct comparison. I don't know if there's any kind of notable comparison to make, other than maybe what you're saying is right. If we break above this all-time high here, that was how high we went from a high to a low perspective, perhaps. Went all the way up to your 1272. Is that the right fib? I don't know. Should I take this low here maybe? The 1414, maybe. Right? And that was from your last cycle. I don't know if that is comparable, because if it is comparable, that's fine, but that would mean that we're going to go to lesser targets, right? If we're going to the 1414 or the 1272 of this extension, that means we see 37 to 5500, and that's fine. That could be the end of the cycle for Bitcoin Cash. It's possible, but I think that we're at least going to like 13K or higher. Personally, that's my expectations. We're at 552 now. I might be missing something. Let me keep doing this, okay? Let me keep doing this. LTC USD here. You know, Bitcoin Cash kind of lagging for a very long time here. LTC was lagging for an even longer time. When Bitcoin Cash rallied, it pumped and then consolidated, then pumped and consolidated. It was building structure, right? You can see it found support here. It tipped support literally right at where it found its highest point of resistance here, previous area of support, building structure there. You moved up, you found your next high. The next area you found support was right at that high. You know, you're building structure. Where for Litecoin, what you did whenever you broke out of your accumulation phase over here, you just ripped, bro. You ripped all the way up to your previous cycle highs. And that's not what we did. I wouldn't compare it at all. I would say this is probably a more sustainable path for Bitcoin Cash. If anything, this is bullish because yes, Litecoin went on a very short and explosive path, but like a bright star, it died soon, right? And it's taken multiple cycles to come back from. Okay, this is more constructive. Therefore, I think it will last longer. And we might see overall higher targets being achieved. And in consequence to that as well, we'll probably see a more tame bear cycle after Bitcoin Cash tops off than Litecoin did, right? But I don't know. I don't know if there's any really comparisons to be made. To me, that phase is so different from this phase here. The only comparison that I could make is that, yeah, you moved sideways for a while and you blew up. You moved sideways for a while and you blew up, but not as much. So I don't know. I don't know if I would compare it to that personally. But I could be missing something. Let me see if you said anything, Magic Trout. Look how the same in the pattern. I see it. I see it and I don't see it, my friend. I don't know. And maybe this would be better like if you were here to point it out to me. I mean, like this kind of looks similar, right? Like this is the most similar thing that they look like right here. This phase, their bear cycles over the last two cycles. But other than that, I don't see the similarity that much personally. But that's okay, whatever. I mean, maybe you're talking about this. Maybe you're talking about this. Is that what you're talking about? The kind of like downward sloping trend. Is this what you're talking about, Mike Chow? I could see this. If you're talking about this being similar to like all of Bitcoin Cash's history, okay, that I see. Okay, there we go. There's a little bit. That makes sense, right? Because we break this, we broke that trend. We had an immaculate run up. We break this trend. We have an immaculate run up. Okay, a Magic Chow. I think, yeah, yes. Okay, I see it. Yes. I think that is a fair comparison to make. Yeah. It's different, right? Technically, this is much more bullish, right? If we're to make this comparison here, a larger pattern with larger time is going to have a larger move than the smaller pattern with shorter time would. Maybe not, just in comparison to these charts here. But overall, I mean, that move on a percentage scale, that was like 100x, bro. I don't think Bitcoin Cash is going to 100x from here. It'd be great if it did. But $500, a 100x from here, well, that's a $50,000. It could happen. It could happen. I don't think it's going to. But yes, I think maybe in reference to this consolidation phase. Oops, that's not the right one. Reference to this consolidation phase, we might see a similar move as we did here. Yes, I think it would be explosive. Yes, and that lines up very well. I get what you're saying, right? This whole dynamic that I've been playing or laying out for Bitcoin Cash over the months, over the days, over the weeks, that Bitcoin Cash is soon to break this trend that it's been in here. I'm expecting, and I think a lot of people are expecting it to be bullish, but I've been throwing out the notion that we might not be bullish enough. This thing could just go bananas. We don't know. Like, what if this is so bullish? And this is a good, I think, a good representation of that, actually. Yes. And if we go on a weekly basis, we go back in time here. You go back. It's not the same, right? Don't just because Litecoin did this doesn't mean BCH is going to do this. But yeah, it's basically the same chart pattern, right? Big extended consolidation phase, slightly higher lows there, right? You broke out. I don't know. Yeah, it could do really well. Let's just see actually from this point what you did. Let's just see what you did here from a high to a low. You immediately tore all the way up just below your 2272, and that's where you stopped. But you continued really to your 2618, and then you consolidated for a little bit more, progressing all the way up ultimately to your 3786 area. But you progressed immediately to your 200 level, 2272 area. Okay. So if that was the high to low of this overall consolidation, oh yeah. So I don't know how I would do that then, because the high to low here, I don't think you're going to go to the 200, right? I don't think that's going to happen. I don't even think you go to the 1618. It's comparable, but maybe you shouldn't like directly take what happened here and apply it directly to Bitcoin Cash, if that makes sense. Take the idea. It's going to be it's going to be bullish. And I think it's a good example in the sense that the most eruptive parts of this whole move up for Litecoin were right when it broke that phase and then right at the end of the cycle, which that's kind of what I would expect for Bitcoin Cash. I think once we break out of this, the most bullish, the biggest move that we've seen so far for this cycle is going to happen with this breakout move. And then we probably also have another large move at the end of the cycle as well, right? But other than that kind of comparison, there's not really much I think that we could take away other than just performance. So good comparison, yes, I would expect a similar performance, but maybe not a tit for tat performance, if that makes sense. So don't go over there and compare, oh, it did 100x in this time. And it took this long to do it. It's not going to be a tit for tat move. That's not how I'd expect it to happen. But let's see here. I've got more requests to do. No blue hat, no hat watch. Next BNB for real. BNB. I'll throw BNB on the list. But first, I'm going to talk about LCX because people have been patiently waiting for LCX. LCX here, and guys, I am going to end this stream probably in 30 minutes, just so you're aware. I'm probably going to end this stream in 30 minutes because I've got some stuff that I got to do with my family. And let's see here, from a daily basis. I wasn't planning to go live today. I kind of was because of the 10K subscribers. We got other things we've been planning since before this. Lower highs here, bearish divergence in LCX. It makes sense that you pulled back. I think that was it. I think LCX is in this kind of horizontal channel, right? I think what you had, if we look at it, quite literally, this is what they call a fake out. A fake out, right? The day before this candle happened, we had this low here, and I said, I think that's the low, or if we go lower, we go a little bit lower. But I said I didn't think we'd go below this level here, and we did, right? The reason why I said that was because I thought we were in some kind of like horizontal channel like this, right? A little bit of an upside, that's a fake out to the upside. A little bit of downside, it's a fake out to the downside. But this is literally what they call a fake out. And look at the bullish reaction you had afterwards. I have no doubt in my mind that that was the low. I have no doubt in my mind that LCX is getting ready to move up higher. Does it find resistance here and pull back down to form a higher low? Finding support here where you found support before, finding support kind of here, maybe. Or are you getting ready to run and rally? I think that might be the case because you also broke out of this kind of downtrend here. You're consolidating after your breakout move there. Consolidating, you probably do continue upwards. I think LCX, you're at 33.7 cents now. You're probably making a run in a very short amount of time over the days. By the end of the week, if not certainly early next week, you'd be above 40 cents again. That's my thoughts. And then talking about the end of the year price predictions for LCX here. Let's see what we got. High to low, 61 cents, easy. End of the year, end of January, right? Sometime in the end of December to the end of January, within that month, I think we'll be at 76 cents to $1.05. And if we're not there, we're only higher. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on LCX, yeah. And I think it's got a bright future. I think it's got a lot going for it. I think it's going to do very well. Somebody asked me if I thought it could reach a $400 billion market cap. Not this cycle, but inevitably. And I said, I don't know. It's too early to tell, right? This thing's only been around since 2019. It's too early to say. But if it were to see that kind of market cap, it wouldn't be this cycle, maybe next cycle, maybe the cycle after. And it just depends on how much traction and usage it gets, right? Like Ethereum has a $400 billion market cap because it's one of the most utilized cryptos in the space, not because it's just some new coin with some hot tech, right? Or some promises. Ethereum makes promises and they fulfill those promises. Even if they're delayed, they have a proven track record. This thing is still too new. It's not fair of me to make those kind of assumptions that this could see a multi-$100 billion market cap. I'm not 100% sure of that. But what I am certain is that by the end of the cycle, you likely will see prices that are above 350. Likely will see prices that are more than a 10x from here. And if we look at LCX, I bet we can even refine that because you have been around for multiple cycles now. Any coin, not every coin that's been around for multiple cycles, okay? This doesn't apply to every coin that's been around for multiple cycles, but every coin that has broken $100 billion in market cap valuation, every coin that's broken $100 billion has existed for more than one cycle, right? Not every coin that exists for more than one cycle will break 100 billion, but every coin that's broken 100 billion has existed for more than one cycle, right? Outside of Ethereum. Ethereum's the only one to have gone from less than 100 million to over 100 billion in one cycle. It's the only coin to do it to this day, right? LCX, though, being at a $2.6 million market cap, sorry, 260 million, not 2.6, $260 million market cap. Yeah, you can see this thing do 100x from here, bro. 100x on 260 million would be 26 billion. And that's a very accomplishable market cap to have, 26 billion. You know, we were just talking about hundreds of billions of market of dollars in market cap, right? 100x from here would be at about $33. I mean, your next target from there, you'd be in the middle of this 2272 to the 2618. I could see that. You could stop there at about 100x from here because sometimes you do reach just above the 2272, and that's where you find resistance, and that's where it comes to an end. But also, I like to defer to the idea of going to that next level, right? Rounding, once you have some change, you round up to the next dollar. You hit that 2272 at $25. The next target's at $71, and I would think if you stop somewhere in between, the more likely outcome would not be that you stop here and that you go back down, but that you continue to progress all the way up to the 2618. You guys, a 220x for LCX. I mean, 100x would be again 26 billion. A 200x would be 52 billion. Those are high numbers, but for a coin that's been around for multiple cycles, it's very, very achievable. Very, very possible to achieve, right? 94% pullback, very healthy structure so far in this cycle. I like it, man. I think it's going to do well. But, you know, these are just cycle end predictions. They don't have to happen. You know, $75 to $25, those are the goals right now. Maybe it stops at 360. Maybe it stops at $8. Maybe it stops at $11. We don't know the future, right? But that's my guess would be, yeah, this is even at this current price, 100x coin. This is why this coin, when I talk to people who I know in the real world, when people are asking me, Chris, because that's my real name in case none of you knew that, which coins would you buy? LCX is always on the list, right? Bitcoin Cash is always on the list. Compound is on the list. XCN is on the list. LCX is on the list. AIOZ is on the list. If you want more secure options, of course, I always say Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, those are more secure options. Dogecoin, yes, I think Dogecoin is just as secure of an investment as Ethereum is. Personally, I would say if you want like secure investments, I always tell people if you want to invest in things like I do, or you just want to invest in things that are secure and you don't have to worry about. And you know, because the truth of the matter is this is still a new coin. You never know. Some kind of backdoor flaw could happen, boom, and it just dumps overnight, right? We are long past the days, the 2017, 2018 days where that was so common, right? Now we've got more ways to vet these things and ensure that they're not going to backdoor rug pull on us, and there's exploited codes or anything like that available because we have all these different means of validating things these days. But you never know, right? It's still new. It's still new. Anything can happen. But the coins that I think are the safest to invest in, probably Bitcoin, probably like BTC Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, Ethereum, Dogecoin, XMR, I think, XLM, BNB, right? You pick the top 20 coins, guys, you're not going to go wrong, right? Those are your Tron, Avalanche, Chainlink, of course, Shiba, Toncoin, sure. Dot, even. I don't think Dot's going to perform that well this cycle, but I think it's a safe bet. SWI, yes. HBAR, yes. I can't believe Bitcoin Cash is outside the top 20, guys. It's a top 20 coin. It's a top 10 coin, but it got pushed out because Stellar and HBAR and SWI have all pumped recently really hard. So is Shiba, so is Chainlink, and AVAX. Wow. Whew. Let's see here. Mana. Oh, we should definitely talk about Mana, Jay. Good call, buddy. Did I have Aave? I did have Aave, Matt Mosher. I did back in the day, but I transferred it to Compound like way, like over a year ago. I didn't make that public because it just wasn't a lot of money. But I think back in the day I did say I owned some Aave. I probably had like a little bit. I just merged it all over into Compound. Because I had Aave, Compound, and XCN. I figured Aave was like the safest bet, and I like to go into the less safe bets for the more reward, if that makes sense. Bombay needs that Caspa review. We'll definitely talk about Caspa. I am going to talk about Mana real quick, though. By the way, guys, anybody who invests in Mana, you should definitely invest in Sandbox. Mana and Sandbox, they're like XMR, or not XMR, they're like XLM and XRP. High to low here, probably all the way down to this low, resting right above your right around your 618, or your 382. This, you guys, tell me if this is not, go back and watch any of my videos talking about Mana back here from November 4th and earlier, right? From July 30th and later, between July 30th and November 4th, watch any of my Mana videos. Did I not say that we would move up to this resistance point, and instead of pulling back immediately, what we'd likely do is one of two things. We'd either just rip through and then consolidate above it, or more likely, we'd hit resistance and we'd consolidate there. Instead of pulling back, we'd consolidate. And look at what we've done. We've consolidated. I'm not saying this as a point of like, oh, good job, me. I'm so smart. No, I'm saying this like this is a good look. This is what we wanted to see. Not just to like validate me or prove or validate my vanity. I don't know what else to say. But this is what we want to see. You move up to these areas that you rejected from before, and now you're consolidating. Different behavior begets different results. Yeah, Mana's about to rip, guys. It's about to rip hard. And it's crazy. It's crazy because there's a lot of coins that look like this that are already up here, and everybody's attention's on them, right? They're all on these, all attention is on these coins. But there's so many coins that look ripe for doing that same exact move. They're about to pump. All these people who bought the coins that they had their consolidation phases, and now they're all the way up here. They're like, man, I wish I could have bought down here. They're ignoring all the coins that look like this, right? Mana's one of them. It looks like it's going to rip really hard, you guys. It's going to rip real hard. So hard, like the hardest thing that you'd ever see. 382. That was just me thinking of like, has anybody seen that Thor Ragnarok? Whenever like Hulk is comparing Thor and Hulk, they're comparing each other to fire. He's like, yeah, but Hulk is like big fire. Thor more like smoldering flame, or like something like that. I don't know. That was what I was saying whenever I was like, it's going to rip real hard. It's going to rip very, very hard, right? This was the smoldering fire. This is going to be the Hulk move, if that makes any sense. If not, don't even worry about it. All I'm trying to say is we're at 64 cents. We're going to move up to $1.67 to $2.12. That's the minimum expectation. The reality is we could see a straight rip all the way up to the 786 and 886 areas, which is at $2.90 to $4. By the end of January, this could happen. And the reason why I think that it's a possibility, or more of a possibility now than I might have ever thought it was before, is because all the cool kids are doing it. This is what XRP did. This is what XLM did. This is what I can't think of any other coins, actually. But let's maybe Chainlink. Probably not Chainlink. I don't know. Cardano is one of them, right? Actually, Cardano went to its 61869. That might not be a good example. There's other coins too. I'm just drawing a blank, but it's what the cool kids are doing, right? It's what the cool kids are doing on the block. At least XLM and XRP, those are definitely the cool kids on the block for now. I would expect that Mana pumps from 63 cents, 64 cents now, at least to $1.67 to $2.12 by the end of January. And if it doesn't stop there, then we're going up to $2.90 to $4.05 by the end of January. That's my perspective on Mana. Is it a good time to buy? Absolutely. Green light to buy. I can't get enough Mana, man. These are great prices here, even at 63 cents when we were just at below 30 cents like not even a month ago. Absolutely, it's a phenomenal time to buy. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but Mana is on track to be one of my biggest bags, you guys. Not one of my biggest bags, sorry. It is one of my biggest bags now, but if it sees this pump that I'm expecting it to do, it definitely will be my biggest bag. There will be no... It'll eclipse everything. Definitely load it up on Mana. I think it's a good one. I also think Sandbox, on that note, is a good one to look at. Because this thing, it's very similar. Like you can just see the chart. It's very, very similar to Mana, right? It's worth 77 cents. Mana's worth a little bit less, but very similar price, very similar market cap, and they're in the same niche space. It's hedging, right? If you want to invest in Mana, you want to hedge a little bit. Get into Sandbox. Maybe it performs just as well. Maybe it performs a little bit less. Maybe it outperforms Mana, which it's been doing this whole time so far. Its target, 77 cents. Next target would be $2 to $2.70, potentially as high as $3.80 to $5.56, something like that, by the end of January, right? But you can see it, right? You can see the move. It's coming. It's coming very, very, very soon. I want to get through these requests that I have. MLG for Mr. Hat. MLG. Oh my goodness, what is this? MLG 360 no scope 420 blaze it. Dude, oh my goodness. This is like, that's like the name that my brother would make. Bro, if you're watching this, tell me you would, that is the exact, that's like your, that would be a player username that you would have on Xbox Live. 7 months ago, 24-hour volume here. Liquidity, yeah, we can talk about this. 360 no scope, dude, I love it. Look at that, beautiful. Beautiful move up. Probably not the best time to buy. Probably not. It was around for a long time and then just 360 no scoped all the way through the roof, bro. Phenomenal. High to low. Let's see what you did here. 1886, you tipped it. Who says you can't do TA on random no nothing coins? It's perfect. Or is it a coincidence? How many of these coincidences do we need to see before we just accept that, yes, you can do TA on new coins? It might not be as perfect. It might not be as successful. The rules aren't as rigid, of course. This is a very ugly and weird-looking chart, even though it's phenomenally pumped. But look at that. Tipped the 1886. Beautiful. Tipped it. Now you're back below your 1618. Technically, if we were to do technical analysis on this, the next likely area you'd go to is your 1272, which also makes sense because from a daily perspective, that's where you found resistance for a long time before you ripped up here. So I bet that's where you go. You're at 0.00396 right now. You probably go down to 0.0008 or around there, somewhere in this zone. If you hold the 1414, if you can't break below there, very bullish. If you hold the 1272 and you don't break there, also very bullish, okay? If you break the 1272, that's not a good thing. You're probably not going to stop at 308. You're probably going to keep going until you hit 409. So that wouldn't be a good thing. So hold 308. Hold it. You can wick. Again, the rules for this are a little bit less rigid. They're more flexible. You can wick below it, right? It's just like here. You didn't break above the 1272 here, right? You could argue that you found resistance at the 1414, but really your days were closing right at the 1272. With a low cap coin like this, daily closes matter more. So if you get a daily close below this line, then I'd start to shit my pants a little bit. But a daily close is not necessarily enough if it's just barely. I'd want to see something that looks like a breakout move, right? So like a definitive close before I got worried. If this thing moved all the way down, in other words, and you closed literally right at 0.00079, I don't know if I would shit my pants. I don't know if I'd be scared at that point, right? It's okay still. But if it closed down like a little bit lower, then I'd be scared. But anyways, yes, I think it goes down a little bit. Volume's dying off as you're selling off, which is nice to see. Volume was coming in as you're pumping, which is nice to see. A little bit of selling off to go. You need to shake out the weak hands, all the people, because look at all the volume that came in here when you're at the highs, okay? All these people are either barely underwater or they're neutral. You need to shake them out. Scare away the paper hands, let the diamond hands or the people who've been investing or the people who want to invest get a more solid position to hold from, and then you can go up higher. I do think you go up higher, as odd as that is. Very, very low cap coin. I would not recommend anybody buy this. To each their own. But you know, sometimes it's the coins that I would never recommend people buy that do the best actually. But it is a low cap coin, all right? It's a very low cap coin. Mr. Hat's the one that recommended this, so I trust it. I trust the source. I'm sure it's fine. Sorry, market cap's 3.9 million. I mean, I'm invested in a market cap, a coin like this. It's like at 4 million. So, I mean, no hate there, man. I get it. But you just never know, right? You never know. MLG, let's talk about MD. MD here. Let me crack my neck real quick. Hold on. Should I go no hands or hands? I'm going to do no hands. We'll see if it works first. Hold on. Oh, did you guys hear that? Oh, yeah. That was a good one. That was some good ones there. People ask me all the time, how do you do that without your hands? And my answer is years and years of neck cracking. That's what it is. And I don't want to see a bunch of comments about how bad it is to crack your neck. I already know, guys. I already know. I feel it. I can feel it. You guys want me to prove that it's bad for you to crack your neck like that? I'm living proof of that because I got neck problems, man. I really do. But damn it, it feels good. It really does. Sometimes when my neck hurts, you crack it. That's whenever it feels better. I feel like Donkey from Shrek. I got a little kink in my neck. If anybody knows what I'm talking about. MD, Mr. Hat, if you're still in here, my friend. MD, market dominance. Ah, okay, thank you. You knew. You were preemptive. That's my boy. All right, 957K. It's probably the one. Yeah, more liquidity, more volume too. Very low volume though, but whatever. It's a low cap coin. Wow. Okay. A little bit of a sell-off, yeah? And the volume's dying off as you're going down. I don't know. Again, I wouldn't put my money in this personally, but if you wanted to gamble and throw $100, it could turn into $1,000. It could turn into $10,000. You never know with this low of a market cap coin, right? It could turn into zero, most likely. From a high to a low, all the way up right to your 2272. It's crazy how this technical analysis stuff works, you guys. Your first high right here before you had a significant pullback was at your 1618 golden ratio. You pulled back to the 1272, such a common thing to do, and you ran right up to your 2272, such a common thing to do. Watch my videos from the past 2 years. I've detailed this exact play out across fibs, and this thing did it in its first month of existence. It's beautiful. Tipped the 1618 for support. Came back down, you're constructive on the way down. Okay, so they might have trading bots, trading algorithms. Maybe they're just sophisticated traders themselves, or maybe they're just lucky. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but how many of these coincidences can happen? Anybody saying you can't do TA on a new coin, I would say you can. It's just not guaranteed to be as accurate. It's never guaranteed to be accurate, but it's likely to be less accurate. But with what we have here, with what we do have to see, I would guess you found resistance at the 2272. You're below your 1618. You're probably going down to find support at the 1272. So 20s1, 30s98, whatever you want to say, somewhere around there, that's probably where you're going to find support. And then you go up. Volume's picking up a little bit as you're moving down on this leg, right? So you probably do continue to go down. This is where that capitulation happens. If you were to move down lower, it's possible. You could move all the way down to your 786, 886 and still rip from there. It's very possible. So it's hard to say, but down is what I think for now. If I was looking to buy this thing, I'd probably start buying at around 201 or lower. If I was looking to buy this thing and I had like 100% of what I wanted to buy in this, let's say it was $100, I might throw $20 down here and see what it does. If it pumps up, cool, I'll throw another $20 in it. If it comes back down, cool, I'll throw another $20 in it. If it goes up from there instead of coming down, cool, I'll throw $20 in it there. If it breaks above the 1618 and I still have capital deployed, I just dump it all up in there. I'd dump it right there because if it breaks above the 1618, you're going, bro. If none of that happens, if I buy here, I throw 20% in, and then it pumps up, I throw another 20% in, and then it comes down, I throw 20% in, and then it goes lower. Well, now I still have 40% to catch down here on these moves as well. So I would DCA into this if I was looking to buy into it. I would not put serious money into it at all because it's a very low market cap coin, and it could just as likely do this as it could do this. But yes, from a somewhat technical perspective, with what we have available to us, I would think it goes up higher. But I don't know anything about this coin, so there's that. Let's talk about Bob now. Bob on ICP, is that right? Bobo? Bob, Bitcoin Bob. Build on BNB. Somebody said Bob ICP. Which one? Somebody hit me with this, please. Somebody hit me with which Bob I should talk about. Hit the chat with the Bob. HBAR thoughts, Tobias. Until we get it, we'll go over some HBAR. Yeah, we can do some HBAR. HBAR on Coinbase. Sure, maybe not. Let's look at the all-time history. There we go. So HBAR. HBAR is one of those coins, one of the cool kids that went above its 61869 and went right to its 786. I was drawing a blank. I wasn't making it up, right? It happens. It's been happening. I should have thought of HBAR. I was just drawing a blank, but yeah, phenomenal. Pulled back to your 069, literally tipped it. I think that was it, man. If I'm wrong, you're at 29 cents now, 30 cents now. Maybe HR pulls back to 20 cents, 16 cents, right? There is this bearish divergence here, which formed all the way down at 15, 16 cents. There is this, it's not on the weekly, it's just on the daily, and that has me a little bit concerned. But the argument here would be, instead of it being bearish, it looks like bearish divergence, man. I can't argue that. Like down here, maybe you can make the argument, okay, it's a higher high than this high or than this high, but like here was the bearish divergence, right? You had a high here and a lower high here. You had a high here and a higher high there. That was your bearish divergence. Now you have a higher high here than this high, and it is a higher high. Maybe it's not bearish divergence. There's one argument, and it's this divergence that makes me think we could go back below 15 cents for HBAR. But if you're comfortable with that, 30 cents now, I would say it's a good time to buy. Even though, yes, it has the potential to drop 50%, it could happen. I don't know if it does. I think this divergence is actually there to mess with people. What you really have is you have lower lows, and I bought it. I bit into it. My last couple of videos have been calling for this below 20 cent, below 15 cent price, and it still could happen. It's still a very viable option, right? This gives it that option, and so does this weekly RSI being super hot up at the 92 read. Of course it does, right? But the daily RSI also has a lower low while maintaining higher lows. It's hidden bullish divergence, and it tends to mark continuation. If you have a low here and a higher low, you have a high here and a higher high, you just formed your higher low. What's continuation? It looks like a higher high, right? And then maybe you correct back down. Who knows? But at this moment, I'm actually more bullish on HBAR than I've been over the past week. We look at the 4-hour time frame here. 4-hour time frame does look pretty sad. It looks like it wants to go down a little bit more, but you're coming to the end of this, right? You've got a little bit of a downtrend right now in your 4-hour. It can only go so much further. Like if you were to press down one more time, that'd probably be it. I don't think you go all the way down to 0. So soon enough, and probably after this next move down, that's where you'll start to move up from. This next move down could give you a lower closing low, but a higher low overall. So you have a lower low in the price. It could also give you a higher low in the RSI and give you some bullish divergence to break out of. But even if you do see prices below here, it probably won't go too much lower than that. I actually don't think HBAR goes too much below 23 cents, if at all below 23 cents from here. If it does, maybe it does go all the way down to 15, 14 cents. Maybe that does happen. Maybe. But I'm thinking you're probably like the rest of the market. You're going to rip here soon. I think you're going to move up here pretty soon. Time will tell. We'll see how it goes. But the next target that I would have for HBAR by the end of January would probably be, looking at what we have here, as long as you can hold 20 cents as support, 23 cents, I would say, really, 20, let's even say, yeah, let's say 23 cents. As long as you can hold that for support, by the end of January, I'd expect $1.21 to $1.80 to be your targets. You're at 30 cents now, man. That's crazy. What? Is that what we're doing? Let's hold on now. Hold on. Let's see. High to low. Yeah, maybe not $1.80. I think $1.20 is the maximum. 67 cents is the minimum. You're at 30 cents now, so 67 cents at a minimum to $1.20 at the maximum by the end of January. That's my thoughts there. Going to scroll through here. When did Grayscale close the private placements last year? I remember it being an issue last year before March pump. Michael Jones, they never really specify. They can open them as long as they want. They can close them whenever they want. But I think they lasted for a month or 25 days or 35 days or something like that. And they've opened up and closed like 3 other rounds of private placement sales since then, since that first round. In this bull market, Grayscale has done 4 private placement rounds, at least that I know of, total, which is just, it should be criminal, really. It's bullshit. Because the people that they're helping are the people who are in the minority, the people that are in the top 1%. The people they're hurting are the people who are in the majority, in the bottom 99, in the 99%, who aren't private placement eligible, and they did it 4 times, right? Like imagine you did this, right? This is what Grayscale did, in case anybody's wondering, and it's not this exactly, but basically, imagine you bought your coin here, okay? And it's all the way up here now. You did so good. But now the makers of HBAR, they decide, you know what? We will sell this coin to people at this price down here before it ever pumped. We're going to sell it to them at this price. The only deal is they have to have multiple millions of dollars at their disposal. They might have to be an individual with that or an entity with several millions of dollars at their disposal. They have to be rich, in other words. Okay, they have to be financially well off. And they can't sell their coins for 6 months. So they buy it here. They get to buy it this low price, but the catch is they have to have a certain amount of money and they can't sell for 6 months. Well, over the next 6 months, that's great, right? Maybe there's a little bit of a pump. Maybe it's that much. Maybe it's whatever. But then the guys who literally, they bought here. They bought while the price was here, but they got to buy it down here just because of the amount of capital they have. They get to override anybody who bought here. Anybody who bought here, they get to override all that, all this trials and tribulations and all that stuff, and they just get to skip to the end of it. And I think it's BS, bro. I think it's BS what Grayscale does. I'm not a fan of Grayscale. I gave them more of a benefit of the doubt in the beginning of the cycle. I've heard bad things about them, but yeah, the people in charge of Grayscale suck. I think the Grayscale trusts are going to do well. I think they're going to make people money, but ultimately the people in charge of Grayscale, they don't have their investors' best interests out at all. They've got their private placement investors' interests at heart. They don't care about you. They just care about themselves. They want to make money. Fuck Grayscale. That's really all I got to say, man. But yes, I think Grayscale will do well even still by the end of the cycle. Let me scroll up here and just see for Bob. I want to make sure. Nobody said anything about Bob. Bitcoin sky falling? No, Bitcoin's not falling, bro. Come on, man. I called for this yesterday. I said I literally said in a laughing way, every time we've been at the top of this zone, we've gone to the bottom of this zone. So it's probably best to call for a move down to about 95 to 97K, right? I literally said that. I didn't even do TA. That was just a thought. We did TA afterwards that could suggest that as well. But no, bro, we're consolidating. We're doing exactly what we've done at every single point on these lows and every single point on these highs. We're giving people a reason to long the top and then just giving people a reason to short the bottom. We're giving people a reason to buy the top and people a reason to sell the lows, right? That's all we're doing with these moves. And then all the while, altcoins are having a field day. They're pumping. And then once the altcoins have pumped, they'll rotate back into Bitcoin. Bitcoin rallies. We'll all be singing Kumbaya. It's going to be good. But Tiana, Bitcoin's not falling. We're good, bro. We're good. We're good, sis. It's all good. I wish I had some now, too. Caspa review. Bombay. We're going to do the Caspa review here real soon. I promise you, actually. I just want to read some stuff. Yeah, it could. And a mini pullback. I mean, the thing is, yeah, shortfall. You're right, bro. Who knows? You could see a really quick flash crash, and then we rally. It could happen. You guys, I want you to understand. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go lower than these lows. I don't think it is. But if we did see a price that went below 90K and it dropped all the way to 80K like overnight, if we saw a quick dump, I want you to understand, by the end of this month, it's all going to be given back and then some, right? These dumps at this phase in the market, they don't last long, time-wise, regardless of how far they pull back, right? We go back to the last cycle. Actually, maybe I should be on a daily time frame just to validate this, right? Go back to the last cycle here and just look at this, right? Imagine how ecstatic everybody was when they bought at 9K and then next week their Bitcoin's worth 12K, right? That's the equivalent of buying at 90K and then it's at 120K the next week. And now imagine how everybody shit their pants whenever it dropped back down to about 90K, 99K, 100K, just in this kind of, went from 100K to 100 or 120K to 100K in this reference, right? Everybody shit their pants, but then it was over. And then we started going up more, right? And this might not be a good example of what we're in now because this was actually before our post-halving breakout. But here, you were at 19K and you dropped all the way in 2 days. You dropped all the way down to 16K, and just as quickly as it came, it went. You went up again, right? Here, you dumped in a course of a 24-hour period. You went from 35K all the way down to 27K, right? And then up immediately. All of these, even these more substantial down moves, they weren't any, like we have so much time left in the cycle, you guys, it's going to be eaten up that if we were to see any kind of magnificent drop happen right now, I have the utmost confidence that it would come back with a vengeance by the end of this month. That's all I'm trying to say there. But let's talk about Caspa. Let's talk about Caspa because some people have been asking for Caspa, so we'll do it. I wanted to talk about Bob on ICP, but nobody hit me with a comment to tell me which Bob to talk about, so we're just waiting on that. We'll see, but we'll talk about Caspa. Yeah, we'll talk about Caspa. Then we'll talk about SWE, and then we'll probably wrap this bad boy up. Maybe I'll take a couple more requests, but we'll see. 16 cents on Caspa now. So, my last video that I made on Caspa was probably something around here, and I was bearish, or maybe it was around here. I forget what it was, but I was bearish on Caspa. I was saying that the all-time highs are in for Caspa, and that to invalidate that, all we'd have to see basically is prices above 16 cents, which we got. We got that, right? The reason why I'm laughing, the only reason I laughed, if anybody is wondering, is because I had a lot of people talking smack, man, like 3 days ago. There's a lot of people talking smack about Caspa up here, rubbing it in my face, and I just thought it was funny because they only talk smack at the tops, right? I was wrong back here. I was wrong on this move. My theory, when I made my theory that the all-time high was in, it was not completely invalidated, but it was less likely to happen after this move here. You could have bragged here, but no, you bragged at the absolute top right before it dumped. That I need to just make Caspa videos, you guys. What we need to do for anybody who's invested in Caspa, I need to make videos that spread hate on Caspa, that say this coin sucks, it's going to zero, it's not worth anything. And then when you see comments on there that say, ha, you were wrong, when you see that, that's when you should sell. When you see comments on there that say, oh my God, you were right, I shouldn't have bought here, I should have just listened to you. When you see that, that's when you should buy, because the comments seem to be a very leading indicator for this thing. Quardin token, Cipra. Quardin is absolute scam. It's an absolute scam. I was watching a guy with like 10K followers on YouTube called Lennox's 100, and his his comments were full of Quardin tokens and shit. I looked a little bit and found your video. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, Supra. I'm glad, bro. I'm very glad, because those guys, man, screw them. That's why I do this, right? I actually had another YouTuber hit me up today. They're like, how come you don't get these scam coin comments advertising these coins? And I told them, like, the reason why is because every time I get a scammer who comes in the comments and they say, this coin, oh, I heard this coin's the next big thing. Didn't you see on CNBC they were talking about it? Where can I get this coin? You see all these comments, and they're just bot comments. They're obvious bot comments. You go on YouTube and you check for that crypto, there's not going to be many videos, right? There's not many, if any at all, right? So my theory is, if I just make a very simple video where I don't even do TA, but I'm like, hey, I got spammed with comments, so I know this crypto is a scam, right? Here's your 1 month 13K views. It's all BS, right? This is a BS account with BS subscribers. It's all fake, right? But then the very next video is here. 1.8K views. I didn't even know. Wow, that's a huge amount of views. That's incredible. That's the most views I've gotten for one of these. There's 1.8 thousand people who saw this, and they see it's a huge scam. There's no other people talking about Quardin. So I've got 50% of the total Quardin token videos. I don't even think this guy is actually the one talking about it. I think they AI over him, and if this is a real person and he's actually talking about Quardin in this, he's a piece of shit, but I don't think he is. They rip people off. This is somebody who has a real channel. They're ripping off his channel, and then they use his like introduction to make it seem real, and then they AI voiceover whenever they go off of his face. They take his face away. But yeah, that's why people don't scam. They don't put spam comments up here, because I've got the time, I've got the tenacity, the dedication. Thank you very much, man of visuals. Thank you very much, my friend. I'll read that in a second. I just want to finish my thought here, my friend. I don't want them to think that they can come here and scam. And I think if everybody on YouTube started doing that, if every YouTube account would just make videos, just a simple 2-minute video that says, hey, screw this coin, F this, you know, like don't buy this, it's a scam, we'd have a lot less people getting screwed. And the thing is, the sad reality of it is, guys, on this video that I made, half the comments are like this: thank you for making this video, thank you, I was about to buy, thank you. And I love that makes me happy. The other half are, fuck, I wish I saw this a day ago, shit, I just put $500 into it, I just lost $4,000, like that I hate. So it's still not effective. But if more people were like this, if more people were like me, that's not what I'm saying. Just if more people made the effort to prevent these scams from getting anywhere, I think it would be better for everybody. But enough about that. Let's talk about Caspa. I know, so let's talk about Caspa. 55 million invested. No, Cipra, it's BS. They ain't invested. That's a lie. That's a lie, man. Man of visuals. Congratulations on 10K bull run, baby. You know it. So happy. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. Keep it going. Just curious on thoughts for XCN, Tfuel. What can the new all-time high be? That will be the last request of the video. If anybody sends super chats, I really appreciate it. I'm always grateful, but I'm not going to do more requests at the end of this video, right? Because I do have things that I have to do in about the next 15 minutes here. And finishing up Caspa and then those two, I'm probably going to, I'll have my hands full enough with that if I don't get distracted with all of you lovely people in the comments. But yeah, no problems, Cipra. I'm glad. I'm glad you found your way here. I'm glad that video helped you. I'm glad that you didn't get scammed, man, because I have never been scammed from crypto before like that. The biggest thing that I've been a part of a scam was I promoted a project. Didn't promote. I made one video on a project that was a scam token, and it had a pre-sale, and it seemed legit. It seemed very legit. But now I learned my lesson from that. I don't advertise any coins that are pre-sales. In fact, any coin that's in a pre-sale, you guys, you probably shouldn't buy. Unless you know somebody personally, unless you have some kind of inside knowledge and you know that it's legit. Pre-sales are off the table. You should not be getting into pre-sales this market. Okay, so let's blockchain on blockchain, ICP meme coin. Blockchain on blockchain. Okay, Dennis Rizzo. We'll do that after Caspa, and then we're going to hit up Man of Visuals request, and then we'll finish this bad boy up. Okay, thank you, Rizzo. I appreciate you, brother. Let's see, Caspa here. Finally answered. Got that question answered there for me. Weekly RSI, lower highs. And I was starting off with all this stuff saying that the comments are what you should go off of, right? Ha ha, you suck. That's when you should sell. Oh man, I wish I listened to you. That's when you should buy, right? But the thing is, Caspa, it invalidated me to a certain degree. It made it less likely that the all-time high is in. But with this sell-off right now, it's like it's still back on the table. Like if we look at this weekly RSI, all you've done here is form a lower high. You got above the 60 and right back below to me. That's not a good thing, guys, right? You normally live above the 60, right? Look at how long you lived above the 60 up until now. Now you're living below. It's not a good thing. Lower highs and lower lows. I was going to make a I surrender video for Caspa up here, but every time I make those videos that I was wrong, that's when it goes down. So I figured I'd wait, right? Because I'm uncertain. I'm not God. I don't know everything, and that's obvious, right? But like, I wasn't expecting it to drop. I was genuinely thinking I was going to have to make an I'm wrong video, but I wanted it to validate that I was wrong, right? I wanted it to break. I wanted to see a week close above 19 cents. And we didn't get it. We were so close, but we didn't get it. So I waited. I'm going to make a video on Caspa later tonight, just talking about the overall expectations. I do still firmly believe, especially with the way that the RSI looks right now, especially with the weekly look so far, as long as you hold above 15 cents, you're good. But if you close below 14.9 cents, you close this week or any given day below 14.9 cents, 8.5 cents is your minimum target, 7 cents is your maximum target, and likely you go between about 7.8 to 8.5 cents. That's the likely area to go to by the end of this month. How can you say that? The rest of crypto is going to pump by the end of this month. How can Caspa drop? Caspa does its own thing, man. It can do its own thing. It pumped here whenever cryptos were moving down, right? Or literally actually over the past couple weeks, it pumped while everything was correcting. Caspa had an 11% week last week. Most cryptos did not. They were moving down, right? Caspa does its own thing. If it can move up while things move down, it can certainly move down while things move up. Okay, so with the way the weekly RSI looks right now, it's not very convincing to me that you'd see anything but prices down here. But this is Caspa. It does throw people off. You have 3 days, 4 hours left in this week. Let's see what you do. If you can close this week above 15 cents, okay, there's hope. If you can close it above this 236 area, which is basically where you're at now, it's at like 16.4 cents. If you can close above that this week, really good look. Because what you did was you just pulled back to your 382 and closed above your 236. That means you're likely going to see new highs. So I will make a video tonight on Caspa, but I think it's probably better to wait till the end of the week, really. I'm going to make a video tonight on Caspa and then on Sunday as well. That's what I'm going to do. Because by Sunday, we should see if this candle fills out its body more or if it pulls its skirt up a little bit more and we get more of a wick look. If it's here, that's not going to help us too much, but whatever. As of right now, looking at it for what it is, there are better things going for it than worse things. I would say the likelihood, based off of everything, or on the majority of things, is that you would pump from here. You'd move up from here. But the weekly RSI scares the shit out of me. It really does. And if this week closes here or lower, really actually it'd have to close lower than here. If it closes below like 16.4 cents, I would start to lean back to the idea that we do go below 9 cents, that we do go below 8 cents, that really you're just in a downtrend of the RSI and you're about to, if you're going to see a lower high, you're going to see a lower low. That means you're about to get into the oversold zone. That's when the really strong moves come. That means that whatever move down you've seen so far in this time, it's nothing in comparison to what you're about to see. So hard to say with Caspa if it is going to see new all-time highs from here or if it's going to go down. But let's wait. I'll make a more in-depth video on it tonight, and then we'll go over it on Sunday as well. Well done, fantastic milestone. Thank you, 123. I appreciate you, man. I can't wait for 100K either, man. We're coming for you, 100K. Denny Leby, bullish on C-Zar. Thank you very much. SMS, what are you thinking about XCN? We're going to go over that right now. Compound, dreams come true. We talked about Compound earlier, my friend, but I think Compound's about to rip. I think we really are about to rip. If that helps, I don't know. Can you do Filecoin? We're not going to do Filecoin or AIOZ. I'm sorry, Jordan Garibe and 311E or Pepe. I appreciate you guys. Congrats on 10K followers. Definitely came a long way from 100. Yeah, bro, crazy, Fonzie. You've been here for a long time, bro. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. I remember, man. It's crazy. Thank you, man. Thank you for the super. I appreciate that. And Charizard 8 Porgan Pepe. I don't want to do more coins, you guys, because I have things that I have to do in like 5 minutes, but I want to get this request for Man of Visuals out of the way, and I want to get this Bob the Builder build on BNB, or is it build on blockchain? Build on blockchain. Build on BNB, is that it? Bob be on, I don't know. Rizzo. Is this it? It can't be it. That volume, maybe. If this is it, I don't know. Rizzo. I'm trying here, bro. Resistance consolidating. It looks like you're consolidating. It does look like you want to move up, right? I don't know. Maybe you don't. Hard to say because it's so new. I would actually stay away from this. I wouldn't want to buy this at all. I would stay away from this. I think it's going to go lower. You're at 7027. I think you drop at least 50% from here. I would stay away from this. Maybe buy at 7014, 7016, somewhere in that area. But that would be, that's far off from where you are now. I hope that's it. If not, I can try this one out, Bob, real quick, and just go with the first one. That has to be it. Build on BNB, Bitcoin Bob. It's not Bitcoin Bob, right? No, it's not that one. Bob, the builder, earlier, and he remembered. I don't know. Maybe it's this one. Bitcoin Bob. Is it this Bob? Bob the Blob? Bro. Rizzo, hit me, bro. Bro, hit me. What is it? Man of visuals. I promise we'll get to yours. I promise you. I haven't forgotten. Rizzo. Or is it not a DEX screener coin? Is it build on blockchain? What did I just spell? Blockchain. I had like a brain fart there. Nope. DEX screener. I know. I'm on DEX screener. I know. Rizzo, help me. Apache Garage, what's up, brother? S Mark, how you doing? LTC, we talked about LTC already. I think she's about to rip. She's about to rip real hard. Yeah, genuinely, like hundreds of dollars. It's going to be worth hundreds of dollars by the end of this month, by the end of January. Okay, so we're getting nowhere. Dennis, I'm sorry, bro. We're getting nowhere with this. So on Crypto Trading View, try clicking on crypto. I don't know. Can you guys see? Yeah, you can see this all. I don't know. ICP, then type Bob. ICP Bob. ICP Bob. Why did it delete? Look, I'm not doing that. My hands are free. I don't know why I did that. Bob. Is it this one? Is it this one? 24-hour volume? Is it this one? Bob on ICP? It's got to be this one, right? It's got to be. So we're going to click it, whatever. All right. It's got to be this one. I like Compound, but Litecoin has a lot of potential right now to rip, dude. It's going to do. So does Compound, though. 61869 area, previous area of resistance, a lot of volume here, but you're not progressing. Absolutely, you're going to find resistance here, Bob, on ICP. You're probably going to pull back. You're at 90 cents now. I bet you pull back at least to 55 cents, if not all the way back down to 35 cents. It's very common when you hit your 61869 to go back to your 0.5 or your 382 and then rip from there. It seems like you've been respecting this fib actually pretty well going up. Not the most perfect, but pretty well. So even if you go below 35 cents, I wouldn't be too discouraged. Let's take an overall high to low or low to high here and just see what we get. Yeah, I think 37 cents sounds about right. I think you go 37, 35 cents. That's where I think you're going to go. You're at 89 cents now. Does it go higher from there? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. High to low, if it were to go higher, I mean, if you were to see new all-time highs, sure, 890 to 28 bucks. That's your next target. Maybe it goes there. I don't know. Look more into this before you make a decision on your own. Don't just trust some guy on YouTube, but that's my opinion right there. I think it pulls back to like 35 cents. At least, if not 35 cents, at least 56 cents. You're at 89 cents now. Absolutely. How confident am I that you do that? I'm very confident that you do that, man. Astoundingly confident that you do that, actually. Yeah. You get the most volume on a 4-hour period you had, and you had this wimpy ass candle. Yeah, you're going down. Absolutely, you're going down. A lot of selling happened up here. That's what that means, right? And the repercussions of that are soon to come. So there's that. Let's talk about, I think it was XCN. I'm glad we got that figured out. We spent the time to get it figured out, though, didn't we? XCN and then Tfuel. And then we'll do Pepe. We'll do Pepe for Charizard 8 Porgan. But we're not going to do any more requests after that. I don't care how many super chats I get. I don't care. Okay, if you send me $1,000, okay, maybe no, I'm just kidding. It's not that time, guys. I gotta go. It probably wouldn't even be worth $1,000. My wife would kill me because we got things we got to do. High to low, 886 down to the 0.5. Yeah, I think that's your low, man. You found support on the 0.5 there, XCN. Beautiful looking daily RSI. I think you're moving up, man. I think you're getting ready. Yeah, that was a quick little dip down. You're getting ready to rip. You hit your 886 for resistance. Next target area, you break above 00376, which that's coming. You're going to do that on this coming week. Maybe not by the end of this week, but by the end of next week or the week after. Sometime by the end of this month, you're going to be above the 886. When that happens, floodgates are open to 0.00665 to 1.1 cents. And I don't think you stop here, personally. I think you stop at 1.1 cents. Why? Because this is where your resistance and support areas were beforehand. You could go, instead of 1.1 cents, as high as 1.6 cents. We have seen some cryptos, when it comes to their extensions, instead of stopping in their expected zone lately, we've seen them actually go to their 1886. And the 1886 is all the way at the top of this range. So I would actually refine my answer and say something between about 1 cent and 1.7 cents is what I'm thinking is going to happen for XCN by the end, if not by the end of December, by the end of January. So there's that, okay? And then the next one, one of the last ones, we're going to do Tfuel. And then, oh, and you wanted me to do new all-time highs too, so we'll do that too. Okay, so XCN, I'm not 100% undyingly confident that it will see new all-time highs. I'm hopeful that it will. We have a lot of proving to do before we get there, right? At a minimum, I would expect, though, but by the end of the cycle, we do see 6 cents. Okay, so from its current price, 6 cents would be like a 20-something X, which is nice, right? That's a nice minimum. Even if it doesn't see that, it only goes to its 61869, which I don't think that it stops there. I don't think that's the end of the cycle. That's still a 6 to an 8X, 9X. You're still making money, but it's not as immaculate as like a 20X would be. If we see new all-time highs from the current price, the minimum target is at 43 cents, 42 cents. So that's 162X, you guys. XCN is one of my smaller bags. It's still significant in my holding, in my portfolio. But if we were to go to these levels, it would be my biggest bag by far, right? And that's how you should have it set up with these coins that could do this. You should set it up to where it could be your biggest bag, but you don't have it set as your biggest bag right from the get-go, because you never know. You never know with these new coins if they will see new all-time highs. I do expect that it will happen, but again, it could see a 20X. Maybe it only does a 10X from here for the rest of the cycle. I don't think it will. I think it'll go up way higher than that, but time will tell. But these are the targets: 43 cents to 87 cents by the end of the cycle. It could see 242. The market cap checks out. It's possible it could see that, but I think we're already getting ridiculous with prices around 90 cents there. So, but those are the target areas. Let's talk about Tfuel, and then we'll talk about Pepe, and we'll finish this bad boy up. Okay. Monthly perspective here. From, actually, if we just look at basic lows here, finding support basically at your previous areas of resistance. Nice, good structure. From a low point here to a high point here. Yes. Just below your 382 to your 236, back down to your 382. Nice, good support. I think you will move up from here. I think you will. Once you get above 13.9 cents, that's when it's go time to start looking at your all-time high areas or new all-time highs even. Let's look here real quick, high to low. And of course it would. It's also your 0.5 area. You're getting above your 382 here. Yeah, I'm gonna delete this. Your next target zone would be, I think, somewhere around 21 to 26 cents. That's where you're going to go next, probably by the end of the month, if not by the end of January. That's what I'm thinking, somewhere around there. I don't think you go to your 786, 886 area, personally, because while you have been consolidating all this time, you've kind of made this move already and you're stair-stepping, so I'm under the impression that you actually will stop at 21 to 26 cents. Maybe you go all the way up to 35 cents, but I don't know if 48 cents should be on the table. I accept 35 cents by the end of January could happen, okay? But something between 20 cents and 35 cents. You're at 8 cents now. So phenomenal moves. By the end of the cycle, it's hard to say. We never know. But $1.58, 462, those are the given targets. If we look at Tfuel here, let me just see. Come on, man. I've used CoinGecko within the stream. I hate CoinGecko sometimes, man. I really do. It's just so glitchy. 546 million. So that's not a low market cap, but it's not a high market cap. You definitely have a lot of room to grow. 546 million. A 10x would give you 5 billion. A 100x would give you 50 billion. So yeah, I think Tfuel could see as high of a price as $10 by the end of this cycle. It's possible. Yeah, I think so. It could see 10.61 by the end of this cycle. Much past that, I don't think it's going to happen. It could. I really do like the idea of seeing 462, at least 245 by the end of this cycle is my thoughts. So good gains to come, bro. Really good gains to come. Yeah, nice one. Definitely a nice one. Looks good. That's my opinion. None of that's financial advice, but that's my opinion. Now we're going to talk about Pepe, and we're going to finish this bad boy up, okay? I don't even care if, what's his name? Charizard 8 Porgan, if he got turned off by me saying that I wasn't going to do it. And then he took the tip back. I don't even care if he took the tip back. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I don't care. We're going to talk about Pepe, though, and it's the last one. Okay, so Pepe has had an immaculate move up recently. Bearish divergence, though, right? You've got, look at that, you guys. That's not good, you guys. This is, so the thing is, here's my theory with Pepe, too, is I think Pepe's cycle is going to end earlier than most coins. I think Pepe, if it doesn't end, I'm going to stick with that. I think it ends earlier than most coins. That doesn't mean it tops off, right? This could be the end of Pepe's cycle. And then for the remainder of the cycle, it's just boring. And then we have one last hoorah pump going into the finale phase of the end of the cycle. Maybe we do something like that. We get a double top, you know. It's kind of, I have poorly drawn lines, but I don't think we're going to continue at this pace through 2025. I don't think that's going to happen. I think you've seen the majority of your move. And if we look at the weekly RSI, you can see it here. And Pepe, by the way, guys, almost a $10 billion market cap coin in its first cycle. How much more growth can it do? It can't do a 10x from here. It could. Anything can happen, but Pepe's not going to do a 10x from here, you guys. It's not going to. 10x is 900% growth. So it's not going to see this. So something between here and there is what we're going to see, okay? This could be, genuinely, as crazy as it sounds, guys, I know it sounds crazy. I feel kind of crazy saying it. This could be the all-time high for Pepe this cycle. We could have seen it happen this week. I don't think that's the case, but it's possible. From a high to a low, right at your 1-4-1-4 area, just above it, fair enough, fine enough area. You've got a high here, a lower high here, that's bearish divergence. Another lower high, that's double bearish divergence. Pairing that with a high in price, a higher high, and a higher high, double bearish divergence. Normally you can form double or triple at the most. You don't see it go past that. So that does leave room for one more move up in Pepe, which makes sense to me because being at 10 billion, that's a pretty high market cap for any coin in its first cycle. But for a coin like this, I think it's doable that it could see a $20 billion market cap, a $50 billion market cap, maybe even as high as an $80 billion market cap, but you won't see $100 billion by the end of the cycle. So if we're looking at this as a whole, from our substantial high to low here, found resistance here 1618 up to the 1886, beautiful. I think I like that actually. I like this target here between about 4 zeros 57 to 3 zeros 115. I like that. I think that's your highs. If not, maybe you do go to the 2886. We've seen that a couple times. That's the highest that I give you though. 302. 302 is the highest that I'd give Pepe by the end of the cycle, right? Not quite a 10x from here, but somewhat close to that, right? More than a 9x, less than a 10x, or more. Actually, sorry, that's an 8x, 8.3x, right? 3 zeros 0.2. But I like the area 3 zeros 115 a lot. I think that could be where you top off by the end of the cycle. High to low. 2618, pretty close to that 2618 as well. You do have the 1618 coming in right here, right at this 200 level. But you got the 1414 with the 1886. Pepe could keep pushing higher from here. I think you find some turbulence now, though. You've moved up while a lot of cryptos moved down. So while the rest of cryptos run, maybe you consolidate a little more. This one's hard, guys. The 4-hour RSI looks bullish. The daily RSI looks bullish. And the weekly, even with this overall look, it still looks bullish. I don't see Pepe. You're at 4 zeros 2-3. I don't see it going below 4 zeros 1-8 anytime soon. I think you will see new highs before that. But from here on out, guys, it's going to be an underperformer. I know it's been an overperformer compared to most of the cryptos in the space. It's going to be an underperformer. I think you pull back from here, bro. I think you do. I think you do. I'm not 100% certain on this, but I think you pull all the way back down to 4 zeros 162. You're at 4 zeros 23 right now. 4 zeros 16 is where I think you're going, and then up. Maybe you do it fast. Maybe it takes the rest of December, and then sometime in January you start coming up again. But I think you go down while most cryptos go up. That's my thoughts. And with that, my friends, I leave you. Daddy's a little bit over time. I'm going to get yelled at for this, so I got to go. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you all for being here. Hugs and kisses, everybody. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you for the 10,000 subscribers. What are we at now, guys? We're at, let's see, dashboard. 10,064. Thank you for the extra 64 that have come in, or maybe it was like 40 since I started, because I was at like 10,020 or something. Thank you all very much. I really do appreciate you very much. I don't know what else to say. High five by Marcine S. Dax picture later. Thank you all. I was going to say love, but that's whatever. Love, love, love. Yeah, love, love, love. I love you all. Okay. I got nothing else to say. Oh, Track. Somebody requested Track. Hop. Track's a good one, you guys. That's one that I recommend to people too. I like Track. XMR is a good one. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all these requests, but it's just the name of the game right now, guys. It's the end of the stream. I got to go. So thank you all very much. I'll see you on the next one. I will be making videos tonight, so look out for that. And